Barely even picks up on the mic.
What's that from?
Key and Peele.
Oh, yeah.
You never catch me being quiet.
Yeah, never keep me being quiet, man.
He's like, I'm the
now.
local one.
Yeah, no, that one was funny. Like, no, Ricardo, don't do it. And he
shoots the guy and he fucking catches it.
With his teeth. They're like, oh.
He's loco.
Have you seen the one he's like, consequences?
That would be the same.
And he's like, and then one day a piano fell on my head. That's us. And they're like, what? And he's like, I fucking did some crazy shit with the gangs and doing all this stuff. And then I fell into a hole or like something hella really. But then he's like, I started smoking crack at the end because everybody left. And he was like, oh, he got hit by a boulder. And he's like, consequences.
That's pretty good.
That's Jordan Peele, by the way, the guy who made Get Out and fucking.
Dude, he's good at writing though.
Cut
He's good at writing though.
What was that new one that came out?
Was it Us?
Yes,
yeah,
Us.
Yeah.
That one was pretty good. That was a good one.
When did that one's already out?
It came out like a couple weeks ago.
Oh, okay, yeah. I haven't seen it. I want to watch it. Get Out wasn't it wasn't bad as people tried to make it seem like.
It was actually really good.
Really good.
Yeah, a lot of people liked it.
I like the writing for it. Like I said, he's a good writer.
He is a great writer. He's a great director in general.
Yeah, hell yeah. He's talented.
So, I guess we'll start it off, right? Today on Shnerdcast.
Today on Shnerdcast, we got Ben, Josh, and
the Willy Billy.
Don't use my real name.
The Willy Billy.
My name is Hashua.
Hashua with the fucking slick back hair.
Yeah, the slick back hair.
It's like, come at me. Colt Cannon.
I'm a Guito.
Oh, dude.
So, I guess let's start off, just right off the bat with what we just watched, the World War Z game.
Oh, yeah.
They look cool.
Yeah.
Looks like there's going to be a lot of fucking zombies.
Does it remind you of any other game, though?
The classes did remind me a little bit of Dead Island. Just because
you
it's like the
said
same
Oh,
thing.
yeah, there were classes,
Slasher,
huh? Yeah.
And like one guy's really good with like what
It was like the
guns?
rocket launcher.
Or explosives or
Yeah.
whatever, you know, whatever it ends up being.
The wreck crew,
'Cause I think-
whatever.
Yeah.
Dead Island had like 4 or 5 classes, I think. I think this
It was
game
4
has
different,
more.
like different characters you could choose from.
And each one had different, specialties. Basically, one person was really good with like blades.
Yeah, it reminded me of Left 4 Dead a lot. It's like a
Left 4
third
Dead was,
person
like,
Left 4
super...
Dead.
I can't play those games anymore though.
Why did you overplay them?
Left 4 Dead, the first one,
Yeah, I played those a lot too.
The first one I played so much I knew like every spot where you would go, so it would be safe.
Yeah.
You just hide up usually. Anytime there's like a catwalk or anything like that, you'd go up there and just camp.
That was one of the early Xbox 360 games I actually
you find spots that are
played.
just super effective. Choke points, stuff like that.
So just so everybody knows who's listening, I wanted to actually like look it up so that we could actually be more specific. So here are the classes in World War Z: Gunslinger, Hellraiser, Medic.
That's the one I'm gonna pick.
Medic.
Slasher, Exterminator, and that's all. And you never know; they'll probably DLC it.
I'm kind of curious about that fixer class. That sounded.
Hopefully that means like fixing weapons that break or something like that.
Or
Because I
maybe
hope weapons break.
a car.
Or fixing things that help in the
That's cool,
environment. Yeah, like
traps,
barriers,
building
like
stuff too,
yeah,
maybe.
building stuff. Yeah, that would be cool. That'd be really cool.
So you guys think they'll have like a story, or like it'll have like a story? Because I know it's already out. So.
Well, I hope if it's like Left 4 Dead, it's not gonna have no story.
It's just
gonna be
more of a multiplayer.
Mission,
Yeah.
done. And then turn up the difficulty. Mission, done. Turn up the difficulty. Same thing.
Yeah.
The amount of zombies look nuts, though.
Yeah, it does look really
that
jam-packed.
reminded me of Dead Rising 3 when it came out.
that was
like they were boasting the same thing. Oh, there's, what was it, 2 times more zombies or 5 times more zombies or whatever it was on screen than the last game. And I'll never forget when I bought that game.
Processors, dude.
Dude, yeah, when I bought
Processors
that
have made a
game,
pretty big leap.
I was like, holy crap. That was, I think, the very first game. That was the very first game I bought for my Xbox. When I bought my
Dead
Xbox
Rising
One.
3?
Yeah, it was Dead Rising 3. I bought that.
Yeah, I
knew it was
remember
gonna be
that.
good.
And in Xenoverse.
Yeah, in Xenoverse. Yeah, dude, I was in it. That's right. I bought Dragon Ball Xenoverse.
You used to have a bunch of games.
I know. I had like a huge stack
The
of
first
them.
one, the Xenoverse 1,
Yeah.
it wasn't as bad as the second one. The second one was way worse.
I don't
So
know, both
simple.
both were kind of, I didn't like them.
The second one was just made it so like you push one button to do everything.
Would you guys pay the price for that game? I think I remember it offhand. At least what it was posted as yesterday on the store. It was $40.
What?
For
Xenoverse
World
1?
War Z.
Oh,
World War Z?
Yeah.
$40?
Oh, hell
Yeah, I'd pay that.
Okay,
I didn't even know that.
That's why I wanted to buy it, because
That
I
seems
was
fair.
like, that game is a good price.
As long as it's not like 3 missions only or something stupid like that.
What about
That would definitely ruin it.
what about having split screen? Do you think a lot of games will end up having split screen anymore, or will this game be able to even do split screen?
You think
Probably
World War
not.
Z? I think that it probably won't be split
Online
screen.
co-op. It's gonna be online co-op. Probably.
Yeah, there's no more couch. There's no more couch. Like you can't play 2-player online anymore. Besides certain games, but like
Probably because of graphics.
yeah, and
Graphics
also
are too nice now.
frame rate. A lot of
Yeah, no
everybody's
joke.
so spoiled with the 60 frames. Like even console players now.
$40.
Nice.
Yeah, you should see the old the new shit they just released, the 2080. It's a new video card.
Yeah.
Dude, it can do some crazy shit, dude. It's so fast, and it has one option that can be made for specifically like specific games.
Forgot one.
Is there any DLC for the World War Z?
Not. I
heard there's not going to be any DLC for this game though.
Borderlands.
Jedi.
Oh,
Fallen Order.
Oh, that
that's next.
DLC. Think they'll end up having no DLC for it?
I think DLC needs to go.
It's never gonna go.
I think it needs to
If
go.
anything, it's gonna be the new thing. It's
Yeah.
gonna be we're used.
It's already
to
been the new
this,
thing.
but-
It's been for a
I mean,
while.
no. We're seeing like what happened with
They're testing
like,
the
social
waters,
media
you're right.
with MySpace at first. Like, yes, DLC's big.
Yeah.
MySpace was big, but then Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and Snapchat and like that's what I mean. We're just seeing like we're not even on what's that? The precipice. The precipice. I'm not saying
I don't
the word
know.
right. We'll correct it later. But yeah,
You're
right
close.
on that fucking. You know what I mean? Edge, and it's like so. We're thinking it's bad now. Games
I mean, they're
like,
already changing laws for it, right?
Just wait for DLC on the next generation. Then we'll talk about.
It's gonna be
it,
more
'cause
like
that,
phones.
I bet. You
Well, that's
it'll
another
be
thing.
nuts.
These phones are horrible.
Well, that's the whole thing. Is like Matt. What do the kids do when they're on their phones or they have their iPads?
I'm gonna hand him that
They'll have their parents buy them stuff, and when they get they upgrade to a console, like this is a generation of kids growing up with pay to play, especially with phones, because
But phones are so much worse, Ben.
they are.
They
I
cut
totally
you off
agree
so
with
you
you.
can't play.
It's
so much worse.
I hate that. Like the
time gate
that
every
Super
game.
Mario game that came out. I don't know if it's the same anymore, but it came out and you can only play the first level and you have to buy each level or something like that.
Oh.
Yeah, it was something like that. I don't know if you have to, but you have to pay like.
I was mad when Hitman did that. You had to either buy the full game or buy each episode of the game, and I was like, oh, here we go. And then sure as shit, Telltale series came out, and it was like, buy each episode or buy the season. And I was like, here we fucking go. This is gonna be the new way of doing storylines.
Yeah, why would you just buy one episode?
Come on. You know where my complaint is? I'll give a great like analogy for this, right?
I prefer
When
expansions.
no. Say all of us love reading novels and books, right?
Mm-hmm.
We don't go to the bookstore and they're like, "Oh, we're trying to keep up with the time. You have to buy one chapter at a time."
Oh yeah.
That is ridiculous.
It
And
might even get there with the way fucking phones and
I
stuff
know.
are
But-
going.
and ebooks
It's
are.
more
Yeah.
comparable to like trilogies. You know what I mean? Where like it's 3 books, you read the first book and you're like,
I
oh
think-
shit, I don't get all the information. You need to
I
buy
know
the
that-
second book.
I bet
Yeah.
you.
It's kind of the same thing as
I'll
that.
say this:
They're piecing
World
it
War
out.
Z will definitely have DLC for at least skins.
I
Guaranteed.
I
For
mean,
holidays.
if it's a $40 game, I guess I can't be mad.
It
Fourth
had,
of
I mean, it
July's
had
around
pre-order
the corner.
bonuses.
Yeah.
It had pre-order bonuses, so it's gonna have DLC for sure.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
weapons only available to
Yep.
you.
That pistol,
I
yeah, that
guarantee
pistol
it.
skin.
Yeah, I guarantee it.
So this is like kind of the odd timing for this game to come out because Days Gone, this was released like announced like 2 or 3 years ago, and I just recently heard of World War Z. So Days Gone is kind of like a similar game too, where it's like hordes of zombies and
Yeah.
but it seems
That's
like
on
a
the
single player.
motorcycle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like what we just
That one wasn't bad looking at all. The graphics, we see more graphics.
I hope we see more single
PS4
player.
exclusive, by the way.
I hope we see.
What is it?
PS4 exclusive.
That's okay. I think that I think that PS4.
At least you guys get Borderlands 3.
Is a great console.
Just be grateful.
I'm curious what.
I think both consoles are everything. And then,
I'm
But
curious
PC only
what-
gets it on one platform. We only get it on the Epic Store. That's it.
How do you guys think that PS4 or PS5, I mean, and the next gen, we'll just call it next gen for all consoles. And
Okay. Yeah.
PC can be included in this because this is going to be relevant.
Next
to
gen
what I'm
console
asking.
is PC.
But I'm going to ask this in a specific way, and it's going to play out. How do you think these next gen consoles are going to affect video games like, what was it called, the one you just brought up?
Days Gone.
Days Gone.
Days Gone, right? Because we're seeing old games being
Yeah.
released on these consoles now, right?
Yeah.
How is it going to be affected on these new consoles that we're like 40% sure that VR is going to be a huge thing in next generation?
Yeah, I was thinking about that
so,
too.
games like this, what do you think? Like, what do you think that these games
1080p
that are like,
VR?
that, like, okay, let's not get specific on the VR because
Because that's the only way it's going to be.
Me, you,
It's
and
not gonna be
Cameron had
past
this
that.
conversation, and I don't
Yeah.
want to beat that dead horse, but I agree with you.
I will beat
But
that horse all day.
so let's just
I
say
bet you do.
let's just say whatever
Damn right.
expectations we throw out the window for VR, right? And let's put it this way: those type of games, these games that we're able to get on Game Pass by the dozens and dozens, the handful, and they're just super dope. They're just like, oh, cool, new game.
Yeah.
How is this going to affect us with VR games? Are there going to be less games now? Because
Well,
they're
VR
gonna be
games are really
higher.
limited right now, right? There's not
Well,
many good ones.
It's not that there's not good ones. There's just so many released at once that I feel like the good
They're
ones
all
don't
kind of
get-
the same
They're
too.
buried.
Yeah.
They're buried.
They
Yeah.
get buried and then they become the same
It's
shit.
like a dime a dozen that you probably find a good one.
Yeah, you
if
guys
that.
are both right.
That's how the Steam Marketplace is, though.
Do
It's
you-
really hard
so
to
do you
find
think
good
that
games on
game
there.
would be a VR?
Same with Xbox.
But
so
they have constant sales, though.
Do you think that game would
So
be
I
a
love
good
it.
VR game?
Which Days Gone?
Yeah.
I mean it's third person, so I don't know if it did first person.
Oh, like a mode for it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 'cause that's right. That's
So
what
you
you're
don't do
saying.
that, though. You usually have to rebuild the game for that.
I-
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know.
Think about
I
GTA.
loved
It
how
was
the-
so hard for them to
I
do
loved
it.
how the
Yeah.
cutscenes looked in
It
that
took
game.
a long
though.
time to get
Yeah.
around.
The graphics were dope, and I want to know what the story is. I mean, games like that nowadays, I feel like most of the time when I see somebody saying, this is it's third person, you said?
Yeah.
This is a third person game, and you're on a motorcycle with hordes of zombies, and you're like going, is it free roam? Is it
Yeah, I
open
should
world?
have.
We just watched the trailer. We didn't watch the gameplay at all, really.
Yeah,
right?
you can put it on gameplay. And
Yeah.
Just edit this out.
Because I want to know how much, like...
How much? That's what I was thinking. Do you
what's
get
that
to ride
game?
the bike? Do you get to
What's
explore
that
with
game
it?
that everybody was just obsessed with that you introduced me to? The Rockstar game.
Oh, Red Dead Redemption,
How much like Red Dead
and then
Redemption
it was
is it
the
gonna be?
Red Dead.
It's not gonna be that.
It was the
I don't think.
DLC,
Maybe.
and that was one of the best DLCs I've ever spent money on. It was a red. It was like the Red Dead. There were zombies, pretty much.
Oh my god!
It was like a
That's funny.
zombie.
Yeah.
When I had Xbox 360,
Mhm.
that was the first game that I looked up and I seen it and I kept pre-ordering it and it kept coming broken because I kept buying it used.
Man.
You showed me the zombie one and I was like, this is an amazing game.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I remember him playing it for sure.
I never got to own it.
I spent so many hours on that game, dude. I love Red Dead, the first one. I need to put more hours into the second one. I just never really.
I just think that games can. They don't have to have hella DLC to be really successful. I think they just need to focus more on like making a really good game, instead of focusing on like
Dude,
what
I'm
can
telling
we
you.
nickel and dime you with.
Yeah. Well, that's because.
I feel like every game is designed around the.
That's because it's
the
games like
DLC now.
Fortnite and Call of Duty.
Well, Fortnite's not even a. Fortnite's pretty new-ish though. It's not even
Yeah.
like Fortnite created any of
Well,
those
no,
concepts,
but
right?
they're part of the problem because there's all that.
Yeah.
What are those called? The pinatas.
Yeah,
whatever.
they're just loot boxes.
Yeah.
PS4 is the better system. What are you talking about, dude?
Dude, hardly. Have you not seen the X and the hardware for that? Dude,
Did you get Spider-Man?
dude.
Did you
A
get
game
Spider-Man?
doesn't make a console better.
It does.
Yeah.
I retract that statement. When I said that, I was like, wait, Spider-Man, dude. I would trade my Xbox just to play Spider-Man right
I
now.
wouldn't.
Like, I want to play that game.
Yeah, I
No,
said,
I've
I
actually
said
heard it's
that.
actually
I said
kinda
that
mediocre,
earlier. It was a
honestly.
PS4 exclusive.
I heard the story's pretty short, like 20 hours. We'll probably never get another Web of Shadows. Anything like that.
That was on all consoles.
That was a really
That
solid
was
game.
across all PC, and it was hella good, except
X.
for the only thing
It
about
wasn't on Xbox. I don't think. I think it was on. I remember it was on GameCube, right?
It
Or
was
was
on PS4.
It's
Yeah,
kinda
but
lit.
no, it was on. That's right. Because remember, it was on.
everything.
It was on PS2 and Xbox, but it was a side scroller. It was different.
Oh,
Remember?
yeah.
Who
The
was
shitty
it?
game.
It was you. That we went to GameStop and I bought it and played it used, and we were like, "What in the fuck
Did
is
you
this
buy?
garbage?"
What did you buy?
And we like looked at it. We're like, I remember this. So
Jute.
we literally were like, "They
What was
must
it
have given
called?
us the wrong." That was Spider-Man: Web of Shadows, but on Xbox and PS2, it was different. It was a side scroller.
Yeah, it was so shit.
It was not.
What?
A,
It
was
yeah,
so
it was.
shit.
It was PC was the game that it was like really good on.
Yeah.
It was a free like. Oh my god, that game was so amazing. I was saying it the other day. I was like, how I
The
wish.
only thing it needed was more suits, right?
Yeah, and also the
ability to
compatibility with the graphics back then was horrible. Remember?
I remember you.
I had to play it every 20 minutes. I'd have to save it every like 18, and then it would crash because my ATI graphics card.
I remember-
it wasn't
Oh my
compatible.
God.
Your disc was like dead at one point. You were like, "Here, take this. Try to see if it works on your computer."
Because I bought it.
Yeah,
That's
and
right, 'cause
I remember it
bought
worked fine on my computer, and I was like, "I'm so sorry, Josh, but I'm not bringing this back." This
Dude,
is
I was
mine
so
now."
glad that it worked. I miss playing PlayStation, to be honest. Sometimes
Yeah,
Some of
dude.
those-
I just.
You have
there's
to
some
pay for
games
online
and-
now, though.
You have to do it with Xbox. Too,
Yeah.
though. PC always has had that up on everybody. I mean, now I guess with Steam and stuff.
But it's
so.
just like you already have to pay for the internet. Why do you have to pay to connect
That's-
your device even though you have
Especially-
internet?
Most likely he had like Microsoft.
For the
like,
record,
You know what I mean?
but
Though it's
for
such
the
a
record,
scam.
I felt the same way until I got a 360, and then I
Yeah.
got a 360, and I was like, Halo all day, fucking games online.
Halo was
all
pretty
day,
sick.
Call of Duty.
But
And
I
then
must say-
got Xbox One, and I was like, I'll pay for gold every year of my life if I want to, because that game it's such a vent
yeah.
in an adult's life. I mean, as an adult.
Yeah. The
It
only
could
thing is,
backfire
like,
though. It could definitely backfire.
they really do need to work on like the interface and stuff for things for
I
Xbox.
think-
Yeah, you should have just called somebody a bitch and then get fucking banned for fucking 3 weeks.
Oh, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like how videos don't buffer. They're like the biggest company in the world, and yet
Shit.
their clips don't
Kill that
buffer.
little baby
Yeah.
thing, dude.
And it's like, dude,
worry
you
about
really.
him.
It's kind of because maybe it's because it's across multiple platforms.
All I know is that they asked me to review it, and I was like, okay, sure, 2 stars. You guys really need to fucking work on your bandwidth, because like, dude, this is ridiculous. I have faster internet, but I have to wait 2 minutes for a 30-second clip.
Did they send you a response like,
No.
we're sorry?
No, I was like, you guys are one of the biggest companies in the world. Invest some bandwidth in your goddamn
This
clip
scene,
hosting.
Ben, holy shit.
That's a lot of zombies.
Yeah, Zombiesies,
Some babies.
Zombazels. Sorry, I was hoping you guys would keep going.
Zombaggles.
Zomblets?
Zomblets.
Zomblets.
Zomboozles.
Zom gangbangs.
Oh shit, he put him down.
Zombukakis.
Zambukaki.
You went too far. Cut that out, dude.
No, we're keeping that. I'm gonna cut out the in between chatter and make it sound like we just went hella far into this conversation about possible names for zombies.
Change
okay,
it.
Hold on.
I saw this video so long ago. I remember that.
This has got to be
That's gameplay.
definitely beta because
Yeah.
the way they fell
Yeah.
at first, it was like so unperfected, like.
Yeah.
You see that
The
one
physics.
stall?
Yeah, they barely.
They stalled, but I bet this will be really good. The fact they waited 3 years to do this, good call. Like,
probably really focusing on polishing it.
Yeah, they totally knew. They were like, let's get the rough copy done,
Yeah.
and then go back and let's.
The
fucking-
zombies seem pretty
yeah,
fast.
See, look, like.
Yeah. The
That,
collision's really bad.
yeah,
They just
the
like
collisions,
clip
did
onto
you-
the next floor.
No, yeah. Did you see him glitch out when he
There's
turned
hardly
around?
any animation.
Look all the way to the left when he turns around and shoots at him. One of the zombies hops.
Oh
Yeah, a
yeah.
lot
You
of them
see him?
do.
Yeah,
A
like,
lot of them do.
Yeah, it's fucked up, but it looks great.
It's probably because there's so many on the screen at once. They're like, okay, limit animation quality like by the maximum.
This is and how fast he moves.
And they move pretty fast.
traverses over the landscape. I fucking love that because Dead Rising 3 had a problem.
If it's decent.
Is this gonna be?
Is this
when
like
was
taking-
finished? This is 4 weeks ago, so the water is what?
The water texture is
go-
hella static.
Yeah, I was.
It didn't
just
interact at all with the person.
I was just gonna say.
Or was
I
that
had-
a memory?
I had
Oh, it was a memory. Okay.
I had a little bit of a complaint about
That was
how
weird.
the water surface looked.
It didn't move at all.
Like it just didn't look.
It
Yeah.
looks
But
static.
that's me
empty.
being like picky about again
Yeah.
trees in the water.
And we also did notice this is like a beta though,
Okay,
right?
wait,
This
what,
is like the
what
beta
happens
version.
right here? Something looks like it happens right here where he has to grab somebody.
Enemy bikes, can you steal
Looks like he can.
No,
Or you can blow it up or
no.
something.
Did you see that?
It had a
symbol over
little-
them? It looked like it was
Had
blow it up or something.
No, it had an X through it.
Maybe you have to
Meaning-
take the keys from the person.
Or
maybe that's
you can
what he's
disable
about to
that
do,
bike.
'cause the picture I seen, he's
About to choke him.
yeah. Oh, or snap his neck.
I think it's a her.
It was. It's fine.
Get woke or go broke.
We're all about
Josh.
quality here, right?
So what's going on? We're not gonna see. Here we go.
There you go. There's some.
Boom.
What are we looking for?
Motorcycle action.
Okay. Oh wow. Whoa! It has a
I
backpack
love
on.
the baby shit. That looks cool.
That's weird.
Josh is like, I've always wanted to kill babies.
Especially zombie babies. It's not the first game to do it though, right?
Middle of me.
The bike seems okay.
Oh no. I hope this isn't like Just Cause riding.
The
a bike.
driving.
Ooh, it does look a little choppy.
It does. It
What
looks
the
like,
fuck? Oh, it's
Holy
it's like a
shit.
werewolf, like a mutant
Okay,
wolf.
this seems pretty cool though.
The
I don't
bike
know.
looks weird turning.
kinda-
It looks like he's having
floaty.
a hard time steering.
Maybe it is.
floating almost.
Yeah, it looks like he pushes it and then it moves like in Just Cause 4.
Yeah, super boaty, hella
Yeah,
slow to
dude.
react. But it's because they try to simulate real life. They're like trying to make it so it's like,
Well,
you
then
know,
they need to simulate the leaning, goddammit, not fucking turning.
Yeah.
Because the leaning is.
It did
all
look a
motorcycles
little.
are about, yeah.
Yeah, it's leaning, but like when they do it, it's like you're
You can
turning
get
on
knocked
a
off
control
your
Oh,
bike.
that would suck.
camera.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
And
an
then-
overlay,
Yeah,
almost.
and then all the
It probably
landscape
is. It's
changed.
probably a camera
Yeah.
filter,
Snow on it.
almost.
But the game still looks good. I'm just being super picky about environmental stuff. But otherwise, I haven't seen any of the. Where is like Hordes at?
Maybe he avoids them all. 'Cause that could just
Probably.
be up to the player, you know what I mean?
See, now
True.
I'm curious about like World War Z. Where
Well,
I'm like,
well,
how
I'm-
much of this is going to be in World War Z, where it's the same thing, where it's like, how many times do you really encounter those?
That's what I was
giant
wondering.
hordes.
Like that thing you just like we just saw. Like, what if there's something that it's like part of the story?
And he does it yeah, this is the exact same thing. Because he shot him in the same way. Shoulder,
Yeah.
chest,
Yeah.
and then to the
Yeah.
girls.
So the footage looks okay.
It
It's
does
not
look fun.
bad. I'm just curious if this is going to be the same thing over and over.
What is it worth a PS4 exclusive buy? So like, if you had a PS4, would you buy it?
Probably.
No,
No.
no.
I would probably.
Yeah.
It looks too much like Ben. Your question about does it remind you of anything was way too easy to answer. That bugs me.
yeah.
Like how easy it was to be like, yeah, this looks like a whole bunch of stuff that like Dead Rising 3,
Yeah.
Dead Island.
Well, there's been a lot of
Kinda
zombie
Dying
games, you know.
Light. Like there has been, but damn, this is looking a lot like
You can shake it up.
Yeah.
If you try to.
be different. Like don't just because Mortal Kombat worked release 18 fighter.
I would
games.
like to see
Yeah.
more melee weapons used in zombie games. Because most of them don't do it.
It would be
like,
cool
Dying
to
Light
see
did
a
it.
story where like
Dying Light was a
ammunition
good
and
one of
But
weapons
they
it.
also
are
made
gone.
it so bullets were rare. Which
Yeah.
made it way harder. So you had to use melee weapons. And they broke. You know
It's
what I
kinda
mean?
how
Is
I
it
felt.
melee or melee?
Whatever,
Melee.
same
I
thing.
say melee.
I say melee. Is it melee though?
It's like tomato,
I don't
tomato,
know.
I'm pretty sure.
I'd
it
say
is.
melee, though.
It just depends
one
on
of
your
those words.
pronunciation,
Okay,
I guess.
see.
It's melee.
Oh, we're gonna get so many. You're probably gonna get a bunch of people saying that guy's right, and I'm gonna get a bunch of people saying that guy's a fucking asshole. And be like, oh,
He
Or
is an
vice
asshole,
versa.
by the way. No, I'm just kidding.
Or vice versa.
don't make me melee you, bro.
So, what about Rage 2?
Rage 2. What did you think of it, Ben?
It looked really.
This one was something I'm not really interested in. It's kind of like a Borderlands type game looking to me. I wasn't. It did look pretty fun. Like if that was a multiplayer they were showing.
Is it going to be multiplayer? Rage 2?
I think it is like a multiplayer.
The
like
first
you-
one was co-op, I think.
Was it co-op? Or, there's multiplayer in it, right?
I think so.
Yeah, where you fight people online.
I'm not sure. I never played John Doe, whatever John Doe.
Look at the ad for Days Gone.
Because they saw you watching the video, dude. They know everything. Oh, she's creepy looking.
Joe. That was weird. The beginning was way better.
This game just kind of reminds me more of like Borderlands, just with extra
Yeah.
attacks and yeah.
Stuff, yeah.
But I like Borderlands if I have people to play it with. It's not a
I know
solo game.
you were really into Borderlands.
Dude, I love the first one. The second one, not so much.
Dude, I remember that. Will, you were like that was your game. That was
I
like that was
maxed out
your
the first
Predator or like your Resident Evil.
But then
like
again,
game,
I
you
didn't
know?
Dragon Ball Z it. You know, I didn't.
Dragon Ball Z.
I didn't dedicate a portion
No,
of my
but
life
you also
to it.
had cartoons to watch, other than like a whole
True.
bunch of series and a whole bunch of back lore to go back on.
True.
You know, like that's way different, dude.
Yeah, that's true.
So
A lot
right
more
now,
story.
Josh is looking up the Rise of the Skywalker.
No, Jedi. The Jedi.
The
one.
Jedi
Jedi
fucking
Fallen Order.
Fallen
I haven't
Order.
seen this yet. Actually, I
Whoa.
was starving myself for it. You know. I was like,
You haven't seen this yet?
No.
So-
I was reading
Have you
Ben's
seen it
notebook.
yet, Ben? Have you seen it yet? Have you seen it yet, Ben?
No, I haven't looked at anything. I didn't know there was a trailer out.
Oh, that's how I thought I sent it to you. My bad.
No.
Why
Can you?
does it have to be EA?
Can you just cool if you turn on the volume?
EA
then?
needs to sell the rights to someone else.
Just cut it
honestly.
out.
Someone else needs to buy
What if I...
Star Wars from
Started.
EA.
Yeah.
Please, somebody.
So one thing I want to point out is in the beginning, it's all cutscenes. It doesn't look like you're getting any gameplay yet, right? But one thing I noticed is the cutscenes are very focused on him finding out about the Force and then trusting the Force and then using the Force. My theory is the gameplay at first is going to be a lot of Force-based moves. Where you're going to be fighting with him just like...
Throwing people
Environment
away
and
yeah,
stuff.
and like him learning the Force as
Picking
opposed,
stuff up and
as opposed
Mind
to having
control,
a
maybe?
lightsaber. Who knows? These
Mind
are,
tricks,
These
yeah.
This is the dick you're looking to suck. Kind of thing, you know what I
You
mean?
will
Like,
suck my dick.
You will suck my dick.
that is the droid you're looking for. It's a sex droid. All of it vibrates. Every-
Why are they using Marvel music?
No, right?
because
Like,
it's the same company.
Oh yeah,
same shit.
Disney owns Star
that's
Wars
hella
now.
true.
So what I know is this is based right after Star Wars 3.
Okay.
Revenge of the Sith. This is based shortly after that.
Trust only in the Force.
So,
EA.
Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. That game does look pretty
Dude.
fucking sick. I'm
So,
not gonna lie.
Let's.
Well, those
yes.
it was just a cinematic trailer. I don't think we really saw any
Yeah, no,
gameplay.
Yeah, we didn't.
know.
But I really did like the way it looks. The only thing was with Star Wars, I always feel like they just always create little side stories that
Yeah.
never really become
And
canon or
that spawn off. to
Yeah.
other different things, right?
yeah.
That's interesting.
But I would like to see if if it's around the same time. Would what was the one you were talking about with the other apprentice?
Are you talking about
Force Awakens?
The Force.
Force Awakens?
Yeah.
The Force Awakens. No, the
Unleashed.
Force Unleashed. Unleashed.
The Force.
God, there's too
Yeah.
many.
There's
Star
too much
Wars
of this
things.
Yeah.
shit. God, thank God it comes to an end. God,
No, it's not.
yo, that the next
What-
one.
They
When
said
was
20
that?
more movies.
When was that?
They have the Jedi web.
When
What-
they finish the movies,
When was
the last one of the saga or whatever, I'll be done.
when was that game timeline? What is that supposed to be based on?
That one
Yeah.
is like that's a good.
Is it around the same time as this?
No, it would be.
I don't
in
even
between
remember.
4 and in
Because
between
Is he
Darth,
Vader's
he's already
apprentice?
It
Vader.
would be like in between. Maybe you're right. Maybe it's in between 3 and 4.
Don't you play
too.
Vader's apprentice in that game?
Because
Yeah,
I don't think there's
okay.
no Luke Skywalker or anything like that
Well,
in those games.
In the Force Unleashed?
Yeah, if I might be
There's
wrong.
Vader.
Vader's definitely in it. I think Chewie is in it, but I don't know if.
Yeah. Or at
Han
least
Solo
you get to
or
go to that
anybody.
planet where Chewie's people are from. What it's called. I'm not a Star Wars person.
Where Chewie's from,
Yeah, the planet with all the
like
Wookiees.
Kashyyyk or Kashi or something like that.
Khajiit? Oh,
Khajiit.
that's Star Wars? Or,
Will, you just said the most racist thing you could say to a Chewie. Baka.
what is that called?
To a box.
Khajiit is from Elder Scrolls, sorry. That's the cat people.
That's even worse.
Call them a cat instead of a dog.
Will, just stop.
You're offending so
Yeah,
many
dude,
Wookiees.
You're right. Good call. It's the same thing. It's set in between 3 and 4.
Yeah.
That's the
What
same,
I'm hoping
it's
is
in
there's-
between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope.
What I'm hoping is if they
Or is that 6?
A New Hope is
Which one
4. A New Hope is 4, right?
4.
IV?
Is IV 4?
Yes.
And then the last one
Wait,
is the
No, IV
Five?
is 5. Right?
no, IV
is
is
five.
4.
I can't
IV is 4.
Yeah.
You're right. My bad.
It is.
V is 5, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. My
And
bad.
then V
I've
one.
never been good at that shit. So yeah, you're right. It's the same fucking thing, dude.
Yeah.
Good call.
Can
I
we-
didn't
But
even think
what
about
I was thinking, what I hope that what that they do is they get if this is in the same timeline period place, I want to see some Easter eggs, like maybe they'll reference something that you did in those games in
Oh,
that.
that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I think that we're gonna see their take on what happened in between 3 and 4, like what you said. There's so many different twists and spin-offs, and granted some of them were really good,
Yeah.
right? We're like, I mean, fuck, The Force Unleashed was a fun game for
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
it was. It got repetitive,
Two-
but it was fun.
two- Yeah,
All the different
games,
colored
too.
lightsabers and stuff.
Yeah, you find different light.
Fighting
Same-
Jedis too.
Yeah, and the same reason I love
The
that
story
game-
wasn't bad. It was
yeah,
pretty cool.
Oh yeah. dude.
And then you
You
took
get to
down
fight
the
Vader, don't
you
you?
took down
Yeah, and then
the
number 2, you
Imperial
really
ship.
get to just-
You remember you took
Oh,
that? You're
yeah,
like,
yeah, they used the Force.
Yeah.
I love in number 2 how you decide if you're good or bad.
Vader was. There's no way Vader was ever that strong.
I think Starkiller
Even
was, that's his name is
Anakin.
Starkiller.
Yeah.
I
Even
think
Anakin
Starkiller
wasn't
was-
that.
No, but me and you used to
He is
talk-
Anakin.
But that's
Vader
what I
is
mean.
I know
Like
before,
young
though,
Anakin,
before.
young Vader,
Before Vader.
whatever you want to.
I think he's pretty strong, but I don't think he was strong
Well,
enough to pull a whole
keep in mind,
spaceship.
no, hold on. He shook the whatchamacallit, the Death Star. Remember in number 3 at the end, he comes to and he's in they're building the Death Star or whatever,
Oh, yeah.
and he's in that ship and he's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
there you are, or whatever his wife
No.
said, or what, I forget her name.
Oh, when he just got burned, he's recovering and he's like half there.
Yeah, and he's like half, and he goes no, and the whole ship shakes like he.
He looks like
Vader was-
Uncle Fester I'm just kidding. When he's all burnt.
Yeah, he does. He looks all fucked.
Horrible.
They just, I don't know. That game though, when I heard about it and I was reading it, another thing I want to point out is that the guys who made Apex Legends made it.
Yeah.
Respawn.
Huh.
So what I
That's
was
interesting.
reading was when,
It's pretty optimized,
The
so
people-
hopefully that means it's going to translate well.
yeah. Now, granted, it's still EA. I'm just curious if that means
It's going to have
that
hella microtransactions.
Respawn
It's not.
focused on building it, because the interviews I watched, or the like release information that I was reading
It's all
and
from
watching,
them.
it was about Respawn, and there was no mention of EA.
So it's
In
just
fact,
like EA's
until-
producing it or like
Publishing
funding
yeah,
it,
until
or
Will
publishing
brought
it.
up Star Wars is always an EA game. I was like,
Yeah, they own the license.
and I looked at it and I was like, he's right, it's EA, but
Yeah.
I haven't read anything that EA.
They own the rights to make all the games.
So
That's why
I
they make
wonder,
the
is
MMO too.
Respawn an EA studio?
Huh?
No,
Is Respawn
No way.
one of EA studios?
no way.
I don't think so.
Because Respawn
Oh!
owns a bunch of studios. I mean, EA owns a bunch
Probably.
of studios.
Probably.
That doesn't mean that it's all EA doing it. It just means that it's an EA funded and owned company.
What is Apex Legends?
Because they have a bunch of studios.
Is it on?
Parent organization is Electronic Arts, so
Yeah.
it might
Yeah,
be.
yeah,
Yeah.
but that's like when.
Because it is on Origin.
Yeah,
only.
that's like when Little.
They
Baby-
also made Titanfall.
Yeah.
Yeah,
think you
that's-
said that
yeah, I
earlier
did,
too,
I did
yeah.
in the text, yeah.
Can I point out one thing? Did you ever think we were gonna get movies worse than the ones with Jar Jar Binks in it?
I love all the Star Wars movies.
Because these newer
But-
ones.
These new ones, they're doing.
Wait.
something I don't
Let's
like
let's
as
just
much.
say something. Jar Jar Binks was one of the worst things Star Wars has ever done. I know we grew
The
up
new
with
Star
it,
Wars
where that's our
movies-
generation when we were growing up. We're like, yeah,
Horrible,
Jar
though.
Jar Binks.
Yeah.
Fucking
No.
McDonald's told
No.
Jar Jar Binks. But when you look
I
back,
agree, he was one of the worst characters.
It was bad.
But those movies, in my opinion, are actually a little bit better than the newer three.
yeah.
Because the prequels were still closer
I'll agree with
to
that
the older
100%.
movies. So Jar Jar
100%.
Binks, bad character.
But at least the movies are watchable.
Yeah.
At least you get to see some of his
Like,
backstory.
talking
Like you
about
get to go to
this
his
now-
home
And they
planet.
also had the pod racers.
He was
in
kind
that
of a
one,
big
too.
character.
And,
That
and
was
for
pretty
the
sick.
record, talking about it now makes me kind of want to go watch the Emperor, the number, what is it? Number 2 or number 1?
The Clone
Phantom
Wars
Apprentice.
is
The
Phantom Menace.
The Phantom Menace.
Phantom
Clone Wars,
Apprentice.
and then Revenge of the Sith.
He mixed Harry Potter and Star Wars together.
But they
They also introduced the fucking that Sith could be badass and look fucking demon and
Yeah,
have the
dude.
Darth Maul?
double
And keep
like
in
a
mind,
staff
one of the
lightsaber.
most slept on Jedi is in that movie.
Qui-Gon Jinn?
Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, he
Liam
me and Ben
Neeson.
used to love that character. When we
Yeah.
played
But
the
yeah,
game.
dude, everybody talks so much shit about Jar Jar
That's
Binks.
why I love Star Wars Battlefront.
Now we get
2
Rey and
on
whatever the other
PS2,
guy's
'cause
name
he's
is.
I
in
still
the-
haven't played it. I downloaded it. I haven't
Dude.
played it.
I'll tell you right now, Ben. Remember, It's most likely, it's instant action.
I remember
most
that one, yeah,
likely
yeah.
Assault.
Oh,
the
to
only
go
one.
play as all the Jedi.
Oh,
Jedi.
Josh,
Yeah.
trust me, I remember that one.
Yeah, I found it. It was like second
Oh
nature.
my
It was
god,
reflex
dude! You
muscle
guys,
memory.
you guys probably like not Disneyland fans, but they're building a Star Wars land there finally.
Are they?
Yeah, it's
That's
gonna
really
have
kinda
Mos
cool.
Eisley. It's gonna have the cantina, and it's gonna be
Is there a Harry Potter land?
Can you get all fucked up?
that's
there-
Universal. Yeah,
Can you get all fucked up?
I've seen people fucked up. I've seen this dude who
No,
had.
I mean in the Star Wars canteen.
Yeah,
probably
but it's gonna be like it's probably gonna be like $10.
Canteen or
It's gonna be
whatever
like
it is.
$10 like a fucking
Like the
drink.
weakest
Dude,
beer.
it'd be worth it to get drunk in Star Wars, though.
Oh,
Doing it in beats per minute. That's annoying. Oh no, it's doing it in seconds.
Wait,
huh?
you don't have it on there,
What?
Josh? Are we not recording right now?
Are you not recording on your phone too?
No.
No, because he's recording.
No, because we wanted to try it on here. We wanted to do a little audio quality comparison here.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. The new movies, they're just.
Gonzo, stop.
Oh, the cantina place, though, yeah, you can't get drunk. And that's
That's
the
worth it.
only place on Disneyland side besides the area
Stop.
21 or whatever.
I
Club
don't know.
54 or something like
I don't
that.
know.
Yeah, it's like only rich, famous people there. And if you want to get on the waiting list, it takes
Didn't they
5
make a
years.
movie about this?
Just to...
Didn't
so if
they
I-
make a movie about this, Club 54?
my Club 54, my thing is Studio 54.
Because I'm thinking of that movie where they all get... there's no way that's the same thing. There's no way. They get
Club 33, there you
okay,
go.
yeah, that's way different. That's way
And it's right next to Pirates, and literally on top of the Pirates, there's like a big. So you walk into the ride, and then there's like a walk area, and there's a big house on top of a ride, and that's Johnny Depp's fucking permanent house. Like he owns that place, and you can go there whenever and stay there whenever he wants.
That's fucking beast.
Yeah,
Dude, I heard he had a roller coaster in one of his houses.
he probably Michael Jackson had, it, but I don't know.
No, I mean,
Michael-
Not surprised, he's pretty
Depp-
fucking rich,
Dude,
dude.
Johnny Depp owns hella properties. He owns mansions.
And islands.
And an island,
Yeah.
I think he owns an island. But yeah, he
Maybe
owns
multiple.
mansions. Who knows? He probably owns fucking this house.
I mean, where do you think he parks the black?
Shut up. You need the Black Pearl.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're right. Black Flag is just a
I
term
thought
for
about
pirates.
it. I was like,
You're
that
right.
sounds like a gang. Like a gang of Jack Sparrows who will just fuck you in the hood. It's the black,
They're just
a
crazy
gang
as
of
fuck.
racist fucking pirates. Fucking A. What do you think, Will? Is that a game that if it because I can't remember. It said it was that the one that said PC, Xbox, and PS2?
Which one? Just the Jedi?
Jedi, yeah. Let's look it up just
maybe.
in case. I think it
I
was
think
PC,
so.
Xbox, and PS2. I mean PS.
PS2, you're living in the
Damn,
2000
living in
days.
the past. Bad,
I'm not gonna
dude.
stop piling on because it's
They were
bad.
dude. They were fucking bad. They were,
Then-
but I like them. I'll watch them. I'll
won't.
watch them.
I
I'll
won't.
say, but
I won't.
and I like aspects of them.
I watched them all
But-
once and I was like, nope, never
No,
again.
I like aspects of them. I can admit there's things in it. I was like, cool.
That
But
scene
like,
with Leia in space kill me.
dude, that was one thing.
It's one of the worst things I've ever seen in Star
Her-
Wars.
Seeing her go.
Like I'm not gonna lie, Star Wars never really had great effects. It never really had great effects in the first place. Like it was always kind of corny, like kind of like Doctor Who style, not like great or just it's decent.
Hey, just a side note, Mike was right up in my face, and everybody had their own mic. You know.
What if I farted and it got caught on somebody else's
Honestly,
mic, but
that's
not
the
mine?
ideal way to record audio.
If you did that to me, I'd fart on your pop filter. So when you came in, you'd be like, "Hey," I'd be like, "Your pop filter popped."
So you just pretty much give me pink eye.
Pink lips.
I always, I saw a guy once. He took the microphone and he like deep throated it.
Dude.
It was the other guy's mic, the pop filter. So like, he was like, dude, you just got spit all over my shit. He was like, well, glad it's yours, not mine.
Oh my god.
When I was younger, we used to record.
That's the ideal setup.
We
though.
used to record with an old PC mic, like one of the old desktop mics,
Yeah.
you know, the little stick.
Yes.
And we would tape it to
I
the
still
wall.
have one of those.
Yeah, we would tape it
I
to
still
the
have
wall.
one of those,
Dude,
dude.
hella funny. One time I was recording, and this guy I would record with, this artist, he came up to me, and he was like, "No!" And he smacked the mic off the wall. I was like, "Dude, that was rough, bro. That's our only mic."
He was like, that's shit.
Oh god. Okay, I'll stop, Jeff. I'm sorry. Just kidding.
Beat him.
So I have one thing to say. I'm pretty sure Resident Evil 2 is going to be Game of the Year still.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Prediction moment?
Yeah.
Prediction moment.
We're still early. It's still early.
I think it's gonna be Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh my god, hold the...
No? It wasn't
hold
good?
the press, hold the phones.
You know, people are still posting stuff about Resident Evil, bro.
Damn, he just said fucking...
On Resident Evil's website.
No, hey, hold on. He just said Kingdom
On
Hearts
YouTube.
is a bitch, dude.
On
That's what he
YouTube.
said.
Oh, are they?
Yeah. There's a bunch of mods. It's on PC, so there's a bunch of mods and stuff.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts
Damn.
8.
Damn, Will said Resident Evil sucked. What do you have to say about that, Ben?
I did say that. I'm not
Ding
a fan.
ding. I'm sure. What about Mortal Kombat 11 though? You guys.
Well, we don't need to play it now. We saw all the cool shit,
All
right?
the,
Josh
the
had
combos.
it right.
Unless you want to get good at it.
I want to play it.
Eh.
I want to play it. No.
You'll never get good
Scared
enough
me.
to beat the bot on the hardest, dude. I'm sorry. It
There's,
would take so much practice.
there's people who are really good at the game.
Yeah, the
that,
developers.
well, there's also this one dude named Maximilian.
He's like, this is easy.
Well, it took him. He
Or
does
he
like.
does this. He's got the fight stick.
Yeah, he does have the fight stick. Yeah,
Yeah.
like Cameron.
Everybody who
Yeah.
plays fighting games like that, seriously.
I can't use the fighting stick. You guys ever use that?
Yeah, it's harder,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Yeah.
But it's good for people who don't have good thumb control, like me. You know, my
The way-
thumb's trash now because I'm so used to just.
Cameron always taught me you got to use your wrists, like loosen up your wrists, so you're just like for the
Fight
sticks.
sticks.
What are fight sticks?
Like, you know, like an arcade. It's basically like an arcade.
Where have
about
you
a
been,
joystick?
Josh? I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
Joystick?
it's a joystick.
No, I'm serious. Like
Okay,
one of the joysticks.
You remember how arcades
No.
work? Yeah, they have the joystick and then the 3-button setup or
Yeah.
6-button setup.
Yeah.
Same exact thing, except it's a controller. So it's about this big. And you plug it into a
Oh.
console.
No, dude, that's not it. No, I'm just kidding.
I was gonna be like, dude, you guys are
Don't ever
killing
question me.
bro. Killing me.
No, yeah. You ever use this?
They're hard. It's hard to use.
Yes, I have. I knock it out. No, I'm not good at them. When I was a kid, arcade machines with similar setups. Yes, I
It was the
pretty
same.
good at
It was the same thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when I was
Double
a
It's
kid,
like
dragon.
but
it's what it's meant to emulate.
controllers have changed so much
Yeah.
that it's like.
Well, for fighting games, people use them a lot. And
Oh, I can imagine.
still do.
They're still
Because the
back in
inputs
the
are
day-
better.
Yeah, they were probably more.
It's
back
way
and they're
more efficient
quicker.
inputs,
Yeah,
probably. For
it
like down
is.
forwards and back forwards and everything, you know? It's
but
way more like direct.
Well,
yeah.
'cause then it's
You're
not a
using the
thumb, it's-
whole hand,
it's
yeah.
not a
That's what I was
thumb,
saying.
it's a
Like Cameron
hand,
told,
yeah.
like use your wrist. Like that's what Cameron was teaching me
Makes
to
sense.
do. Is like use your wrist and fucking instead of like going like
Sounds
that,
So, yeah.
you gotta just use your wrist.
It's so different. It's so different.
Yeah.
I like it though. I would like to try newer games with it for sure. Mortal Kombat would be dope. You guys think it would
You should get it for fighters.
Are
See if it
you-
makes a difference for your gameplay.
you-
I suck with those.
Are you gonna? Are
They're
you
expensive.
guys gonna buy? Are you gonna buy Mortal Kombat 11?
I'm not a Mortal Kombat person. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like-
I'm not gonna buy
like-
it again. I
You
told
need a controller for fighting.
If I
games,
bought
man.
any
You know,
fighting
I don't
game
have a
like that,
controller.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna buy
It would
one
be
for it.
Dead or Alive. I think I'd buy Dead or Alive before if I bought any of those
If
kind
I was
of
gonna
fighting
buy a
games.
fighting game, I'd probably buy Dragon Ball Z, but I'm not gonna spend $50 on that.
Dude, I'm ranking up. I am ranking.
Because I'm not gonna buy like the $20 version or $30 that gets you no characters.
You came here and like along the way you managed to murder like a family of 5 in their minivan on the traffic.
Because they cut them off.
He's like, similar. Let me
Well,
tell you.
let me tell you, they cut me off, and I was like,
It's the last thing they ever did.
I'll just get it. I work at a place
like,
where I work at a place where they have a detail, so I'll just buff out the blood and the
Yep.
explosion marks on it.
And you're like, at first I gave him a chance. I yelled out the window, I have a beer in my hand. What are you thinking?
Funny enough, it was a smooth ride. Actually, it was.
No, the drive here isn't bad. The times that I've taken it, it's not bad.
Yeah.
Like from over from town to here, over here to Alders, but this area is just like it's.
I
so
just go
funny.
80 the whole time, and
You go 80.
yeah,
You don't go 70.
nah.
I would recommend. How long does it take you to get home? On 80. What is your GPS?
It
say?
honestly only took us like. I don't know. It took us. We got here pretty fast. It got in like 40 minutes because we left
Yeah, I was
at
gonna
like
say,
3 o'clock.
No traffic.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, there was traffic.
Oh, was there?
Going and
Because 70, it's like 45 minutes, and my homegirl who comes over, she's coming over
Go.
tomorrow. She's coming over tomorrow.
I was about
She
to
takes.
beat it up.
She takes.
Whoa,
she-
cut that out.
She took all back roads one day here, and it took her an hour and 12 minutes. And then I was like, no.
What time did she come though?
uh,
Like, what time did she?
No,
I mean, I know
there
she's
was
gonna.
no traffic.
I know there's gonna be a certain time when she comes tomorrow.
there's
Multiple
no-
ways in
There's
one.
no traffic There's no traffic. There was no traffic.
Once you get on the 5, it's
She took the back roads. She didn't take
Oh.
freeway. She just took back roads. So it took her an hour and like 15. And I seen her GPS when she went home, and it said the same thing. And I was like, dude,
Just take
next time
5.
take 70, because that's what my mom was telling her. Take
Oh,
70.
are you talking about the freeway?
Yeah.
I'm talking about my speed limit. I said I was going 80 the whole way here.
Oh.
And this one was like, you take
Cut it
80?
out. Cut it
You
out.
take-
We don't want people knowing how dumb we both are. I wasn't listening.
At
to
first
what
I
he
was like,
saying.
what? 70?
I wasn't
I was like-
listening to what he was saying. Dude, yeah. Do you take 70 here? No.
Yeah.
Oh,
I just
okay,
take
that's-
the highway.
I was wondering when you said 45. I was like, which other way is he going?
Go.
That is faster.
go.
But when you go on 5, I know there's not a lot of cops, and
Yeah,
it's
oh,
usually it's really empty,
Yeah,
especially
he said I was going 80 the whole way.
80.
Cut.
80.
Ben has a fucking turbo, man. He's like,
I wasn't too bad, right, Will? I was going with the traffic.
dude, Will said he threw up in your backseat. There's a bag of throw up back there because he couldn't hold it.
No,
A
I
bag.
already made him clean it up.
You could call it a bag.
Nah, but yeah, it wasn't too bad. The traffic was fine.
It wasn't too bad. It was fast, actually.
Yeah, it was faster than usual. I noticed. I feel like before.
I think it's because we cut through the part where there's a lot of traffic really quickly. You were like, fuck that. Then we were through, you know? Normally it takes like 10 minutes to get through.
I
We were
like-
through
I
in,
like,
5
uh,
minutes.
I like the expression.
That was
Yeah.
exactly. I should have pointed out.
Yeah,
That was
just like
exactly how it went
that.
down. He literally was like, "I'm going out of the fast lane to the slower lane, and going back into the fast lane, and then back into
Well,
the slower lane."
I will
This
say that
happens.
that one lady, she did
Yeah,
speed
she
up.
cut Ben off.
No,
was
she
like,
didn't cut me off. She was going hella slow, and I went around to go around her, and she did speed up the red lady.
Oh, yeah,
the
the
red
red
van,
truck,
or
or
yeah, the
whatever
red
it was.
truck. Yeah, I remember.
SUV,
I'll
whatever.
remember this until maybe
Yeah.
the next couple days. I'll be looking for that red truck tomorrow on the way home.
I used to do that all the time. I'd be like, I'm gonna remember this fucker.
You remember when I picked you up? I forgot where I took you, but it was when you lived over here. Yeah. And then I hella
You
flipped
had
that guy
road
off.
rage, yeah, and I was like, I'm
And yellow-
so proud of you, bro.
And he hella flipped us off, and he's like, "Fuck you," some Indian guy.
No, I was so proud of it because because that was when I was driving and I had my ride, and I was so funny because we were talking about road rage.
Yeah.
And, like shortly after that, and I was telling him, dude, the other day on the freeway. This is a long time ago. The other day
It
on the
was.
freeway, I get on the freeway, going the speed limit. No joke, going
Someone goes around
the
you.
speed limit. And this guy is honking at me.
It's Ben!
He's like,
It was Ben!
It probably
I guarantee
was.
it.
If Ben had a
And
white,
then he goes around.
if Ben had a
gets
white
back in
pickup
front.
truck, bro, it was Ben, dude. But like, now this dude starts honking at me. And he speeds in front of me. He's like, "What the fuck?" And I'm
Yeah.
like, "Okay, what the fuck?"
That
dude?
was me.
Like,
No, just
yeah,
kidding.
dude, and he fucking pulls in front of me, dude. I'll never forget that.
Did he slow down after that?
Nah, dude.
I would've laughed
He
so
started.
bad.
He rolled his window down and leaned out from the driver's seat to the passenger seat to flip me off. And I lost my shit,
You're like,
dude.
"I'll kill you."
I was like, no, I was like, I'm gonna fuck this fool up, bro. And I went like 100 miles per hour, and I
Chasing him.
fucking
Oh,
went
yeah.
in front of him.
I've
and
done that.
I like went on my brakes and went down to 40 miles.
I knew
per
you
hour.
had rage, but goddamn,
Bro,
Josh.
and I was like, I literally had my like whole body out the window of the car. I was like, pull the fuck over.
That's dude,
I'm
that's
gonna
fucking.
fuck you up, dude.
Dude's invested.
And like
He was
literally, because I was on my way to work, I was so mad about going to work. I was taking it out on this poor pickup. Like I was like,
Gonzo.
but he was being a dick.
Shit.
And then sure as
People
shit,
are dicks, yeah.
dude, yeah, and he kept doing it, and he kept fucking doing it, where he would just start going in front of me and speeding past me, and I was like, dude, I was going the speed limit. Like, what is your problem,
Yeah.
bro? Like,
He's in a hurry.
dude, I ended up doing it so many times that he took an exit. And he's like, fuck you, and I was
Yeah.
like, that could have been my exit too, bitch.
Yeah, dude. People are crazy. I've realized because I'm fucking crazy. Whoa.
I had to give him a handy.
So
there.
lucky this isn't caught on film.
Yeah, yeah.
Touched everything.
I burn it.
You should have been like, well,
Yeah,
was
that's
it?
how it works.
Well, you should have been like, well, it wasn't much to touch. No, just kidding.
For real though, I hope you're on some anti-pregnancy shit.
Wow. What's this?
I'm taking
Oh, when you said it earlier, that was like, oh, that was Ben. Reminded me of that Family Guy episode where Peter calls Quackfire, and he's like, they're talking like, oh, there's this asshole behind me. I'm gonna honk at him.
yeah, he's like, hold on, I'm enjoying
It's like, oh, this asshole's honking at me, and he's like, no, they didn't say. He's like, good luck in your fight, good luck in your fight, and they just go out and start
Beat the
beating.
shit Chicken Man, though. I always loved it when he beat up the Chicken Man.
Family Guy's a classic that I like.
I stopped watching.
It stopped getting
I
good.
don't
South Park
I
too.
don't-
I stopped watching.
I don't.
South Park's still
I
good.
quit TV, bro.
South Park is still
Not good.
good.
Family Guy, I don't watch Family Guy. I stopped watching a few seasons ago. I
Because
don't
all
watch
those
the newer
ads
stuff.
are super like.
But South Park,
I watch it on
love
Hulu.
South Park, dude. Watch the
I hate
newest.
Hulu.
Hulu's
Has
cool.
ads,
Hulu
right?
has ads for the cheapest account.
Yeah,
For
if you're
cheapest account.
cheap. No, I'm just kidding.
He said, "Hey, if you're wool poor and white trash,
Doesn't matter. Also,
Hey,
don't
how
you
Doesn't
long until
matter.
Trump-
don't you
hey,
still
how-
get ads even if you pay more?
No, wait. How long until Trump builds
That's still
that
terrible.
wall? Let's fix this problem.
Why would you?
Sports guy in the group. Yes, he's
Will,
the,
I
he's the one
text
we
you
all make
every
fun
day
of when
this
we
stuff.
talk.
You
No,
know-
And I'm
you
like,
know-
dude, man, LeBron sucks. Get over it. That's all I
know,
respond
dude.
with.
I'll get some. props to
I
that big
literally
fucker.
like fucking all my toes curl upwards when you say that, dude.
Dude, I'll be honest, dude. That big fucking dude, he is dope in my opinion. He built a school. That's pretty fucking cool.
Oh,
in
you
my
know,
opinion.
no,
you know
no,
what
no,
people
I'm not-
say.
That's pretty
Talk
cool.
about his
You know,
personality.
people criticize him.
I just like to talk
People
shit.
criticize him for that too.
Fuck that, dude. That's
You know
so
why?
cool.
It's because like, oh, it's
jealous.
because
That's
he
hella dope, dude. I
he-
love that.
so the city paid for a majority of it, but he put a large donation into it.
Yeah, he was probably like
And then-
the main
So
donation.
And then people were saying, "Oh, taxpayers are gonna have to pay more for that and all this stuff." But it was just like, damn, this dude, you can't catch this. He literally can't catch a break.
No, hold on.
Can't
He
get-
can't
There's
anything-
always going to be people who.
his answer.
Exactly.
Yeah, his is a little more accurate. What he was gonna
There's
say.
always going to be people who are like blah blah blah.
Well, you know-
What I was gonna say was what I'm exactly.
You
that.
know,
that part
they
out.
call.
It's not that he can't catch a break. It's that no matter what he does, he could literally be like, "Today, I fed all the hungry in the world." Everybody would be like, "Well, you
I'm
didn't
still
get us
hungry."
You didn't get us filet mignon,
And,
or like,
and
or
you didn't
crab.
get us to the
Yeah.
finals this year.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
Boo, yeah. Dude,
Perfect.
that's the thing
spot on.
because with the
Exactly.
Lakers is
Well,
he
he's still a good
he's
person.
on the Lakers and pretty much everybody always says, "Oh, he's a coach killer." He does get
Coach killer.
so
What does that mean?
he
Does
gets
that mean,
coaches
like, he
fired.
retires? Oh,
Gets
okay,
coaches
yeah.
fired.
Because he can't be directed,
But
kind of thing. He can't be.
I
like,
think
told what to do.
I used to be the same exact way with Kobe. I used to hate his guts. I used to hate everything about him. I used to just hate his face. I used to hate that every time I saw him, he was in a fucking purple and gold jersey. I hated the Lakers. And then Dan was always a huge fan of Kobe, and he'd always rub it in my face because I was a Kings fan. And always. And then my brother-in-law also, because Lakers, yeah. He's from LA. But the last few years, like probably like 4 or 5 years of Kobe, I really took a step back and I was like, holy shit. I was like, holy shit.
Sweaty. so
I
it doesn't burn
really,
me.
like, he's not going to be playing forever.
Yeah, no shit. No shit.
Kobe.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
shit.
And I was like, he's not going to be playing forever. And I was
How
like,
early how much before he actually was like out did you call that? How early before he was like?
it was probably
Are you
2 years, it was probably like a year
You seen it
before he tore his Achilles. So that was probably like 4 or 5 years.
He got that
So
like
you seen
fixed
it
twice.
before?
And he walked off the court with nobody to help him. He walked off the court with
He's
a
a beast,
torn
dude. Yeah.
Achilles.
Hell yeah.
No help. You wouldn't. Usually, other people are just grown ass fucking dudes.
Crime.
Yeah, and they'll have people
Like
like.
Hollywood, isn't it?
And
Is what
Kobe
they
was
call it,
like,
right?
Kobe walked off the court. Didn't
There's
ask
sometimes
anybody,
sports
and he
has
shot
these
his
savage
free
moments.
throws. He shot his free throws.
Obi-Wan Kenobi, bro.
I like
Do
that.
you?
But that's what I think people should feel like with LeBron is like
Yeah.
LeBron. Yeah, I hate him. Whatever, that's fine. But he's not gonna be around forever. And once he's
Yeah.
gone, you're gonna miss everything about LeBron. Like what he
Fuck
brought.
yeah.
Like you're just gonna miss
What he
watching
brought to
him
the
playing.
table. Yeah,
You know what I
he brought
mean?
to the table.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure that's how people.
Every person brings something special to everything.
And I
that they
guarantee
do. In
you-
sports, it's no different.
I guarantee you, the next person up who's gonna be the face of the league and be like super famous, they're just gonna hate on him.
Yeah.
They're just gonna hate. There's always
Well,
gonna.
And there's always gonna be people who are like, he's not that good. You know what I mean? Comparing him to somebody they think is better.
Yeah.
It's just they're biased towards that person.
People say Michael Jordan's good, but
He's-
Bill
all those
Russell.
records are broken
But
now,
Bill
right?
Russell won 11 titles. He has 11 championships. So
But Jordan's more known, right?
It's more recent.
Okay.
What? Ben, I'm curious. Hold on one second. I'm just.
How long is it so far?
It's gotta be
How
like
long?
an hour, maybe.
2,169 seconds.
Fuck.
It started it off in a weird BPM thing. I think it's seconds now.
2,000 seconds to a minute.
I was gonna say, sports always has these moments where a great like fighter or a great player is really like showing off.
Well,
They can handle some crazy shit. Like you said, like Kobe walked off the court with a broken or torn Achilles or some shit, right? Yeah, remember that time Uriah Faber like fought a guy and broke his hands, and just was like, all right. Yeah, he was just using his elbows and like his legs and stuff instead. I was like, he's still fighting with broken hands. Who? There's just savage moments in sports sometimes. I don't even really like
Those
sports,
people are on
though,
the
but
next level, dude. They're just fucking.
They're beasts.
Yeah.
They're their own league, I think, kind of. Like the LeBron or
think
Kobe
it's-
kind of thing. They're all like really good players in their own aspect.
So I have a question. You guys seen the new Twilight episode?
No, dude, I haven't even watched the free one that they posted on YouTube, the comedian episode. Is
So
that
wait,
it?
wait.
Twilight
Did you even know there was a new Twilight episode?
I did,
Yeah.
but I didn't watch it.
So it's hosted by Jordan Peele,
Yeah.
and
Is he producing it too?
I think he is producing it. I think he might be writing the episodes or like help
I
writing the
think so.
episodes.
Yeah, I think so.
The first
lay down.
episode was pretty cool.
Go lay down.
I guess I'll set spoilers
Is that the
for right
comedian
now.
one?
Yes.
Okay, so
yes.
it's free on YouTube. And
I
you can
think
watch it on
yes, it's CBS.
50 minutes.
It's like CBS Sports
Yeah,
or
it's
not
50
sports,
minutes.
but
We can watch it. We can watch it if we want.
it's actually pretty good. I won't spoil it for you guys, but I guess
Hold on. Spoiler alert. Spoil it for us. I want to hear it because I'll still watch it if it's good.
so. Comedian sucks, wants to be better comedian, gets his wish from somebody, and then anything he talks about erases.
Oh shit.
And that's all I'll say because I don't want to spoil it for you guys because we'll watch it soon. But
Okay.
look it up.
on
CBS on YouTube. Yeah, just put Twilight Zone 2019. Just
It's
a
like
big.
50 minutes, right?
Yeah, it's an hour
Is it
long.
worth it?
For
I
me, it
love
was
when
worth it.
shows I love when shows are like that when they're longer.
Yeah, it was to me. It was definitely worth it. It was a good show. I think some people some people that I asked said it was hard for them to get into, but I like the characters
different.
and the acting. Even though a lot of them, there's like 2 or 3 people who are pretty famous, and the acting, as Will tries to get the chip.
It's gonna be like this.
What'd you say, Ben?
If you had a microphone, it'd be way worse.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad though. It's peaking hardcore. It's like, stop crouching, please.
We'll definitely watch it. It's good. Anybody? I think a new episode might have just came out too, because I think it's weekly now from now on. But
Sorry. Hell yeah. No, you're good.
and then what
No, go on.
were you gonna say?
Totally irrelevant.
Oh, okay.
Totally irrelevant. Later. But go on.
Oh, see that spit string?
No.
Good. Game of Thrones. Any guys?
I'm out.
So I'll speak from the people around me that are fans, not you guys. I mean other people.
Yeah.
They did. I heard that somebody jumped into it that I know, and she was like, God, I wish I would watch the recap of it. But she was sending me snaps, and she just was like, oh my god, and having oh my god moments. It sounds like it's super highly like anticipated, obviously, because it's the last season. It's
Yeah.
season
It's
8,
huge
it's the end
following.
of it. It has a crazy, fucking extensive story that goes like in so many directions.
Multiple books
and
worth.
this is not a linear
And
story.
sorry, Will, I know you hate this, but as of now, the first episode just came out.
It's
So
Sunday.
when this comes out, there might
Sunday.
be like 2 or 3 episodes. But just so you know,
It
this
came out- it comes
as
on
of right now,
Sundays,
we
right?
only know 1 episode.
It comes on Sundays, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think that it's going to be great. I will say what I always say about that show. I'm just not ready to watch it yet. I think that I might get so
It's a big
into
time
it.
investment too.
It
I
is.
think that I
8
might get so
seasons is a
into
lot.
it that I might
like
want to watch
Supernatural.
all of it at once, and I don't want to have to wait for an episode if the show is that good.
The only
Yeah,
thing
like
with
Netflix
Supernatural
is
though
Yep.
is it's on TV, so it gets cut up into commercial breaks, which is Game of Thrones is straight hour
And like
with
2
no
minutes.
commercial breaks.
It's like an hour.
If there is, yeah,
You
there's-
watch it on. I watched it on Netflix though. Supernatural.
yeah, but it's still gonna be
It was
like
on TV first.
instead of like an actual like 58 an hour long, it's gonna
Yeah.
be like 48 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because they
45.
cut the.
And
That's
the
how
next-
Walking Dead is.
Yeah, and the next show starts a little bit
That
later
show's
with less commercials.
About to end. I think it's about to be the last season of Supernatural pretty soon.
I'm surprised it's still going. It's got a huge following, I guess.
It does. Yeah.
Are you a fan of that
I am.
show, Ben?
I-
Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones.
Oh,
I mean.
the only reason I brought it up is because it was on the other day.
It's really popular too.
My brother came over, and my mom was watching it, and
Your family's a fan.
yeah, they're like
Okay.
pretty much like everybody was watching it at my
A
house.
lot of people are fans.
And
I was told recently to go watch it. I'm like,
I guess
no.
my mom was like tearing up, and I was like, "Damn, my mom
Watch
was even
it.
that big of a Game of Thrones fan."
If anybody were to watch it. I've watched the first few episodes of the first season. It's good, but I'm going to say it again. I'm just not ready to watch it. I watched it and was like, I can't get invested in this. I just.
It's
know
one of
better.
those shows where.
By the
every
way,
time-
Oh, it is?
I was editing the episode, the last one we were talking about for on Sunday. So
Gotcha.
Oh, okay. I got you. I see.
and then my bad.
I've watched up to like the 4th season of Game of Thrones.
Mhm.
Not a fan. They got to this like torture
you-
part, and I was like, I'm done.
Yep. All the rape is another thing about that
Yeah,
show that
well,
pisses me off.
well, to
There's
be fair,
a lot of like
sex
things,
sells.
There's a lot of scenes.
HBO.
I know
Is
that.
sex, so
I know.
that's
If,
kinda-
and if I'm gonna,
If they could
if
show
I'm
it, why
gonna
not?
boast
It's
social
HBO.
Media, yeah, if I'm gonna boast social media benefits, why wouldn't a show use its benefits to get bigger numbers?
Exactly.
I won't hate on that
It sells, yeah.
aspect. It's so often in that show where something uncomfortable kind of
Yeah,
happens, where it's like,
really often.
where I'm like, whoa, they're really striving off of
Realism.
making people, realism.
Yeah.
And it's like, I see enough of that. So maybe that I'm at the point where I'm just not comfortable enough with my own skin to watch it. So maybe it's an own like mental thing.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
it's a big deal too. I mean,
It's psychological.
just-
It definitely pushes your limits as far as what you want to
It's
watch.
a good show.
Yeah.
It's really well done. The guy who wrote it, I can't remember his name offhand.
it's supposed to be around that time where it was
George
just like
R. R. Martin.
pillaging
Yeah,
too,
you're right, yes.
R. R.
like
Martin.
Viking style. Just go to the
Yeah.
village,
Another
Kill
thing is,
kill
I have
everybody,
two-
and
I
then
have two styles of TV, movie, whatever shows, comics that I don't like, and I'll name an example. I don't like old school westerns as much as I should because I had to watch them all the time as a kid. They were always on.
Yeah.
And then I also don't like Viking shows. I'll name an example as far as
there's a one called Viking, I think, on
What about the Kingdom?
History Channel or whatever.
yeah, Viking.
What
That's
about
a
the
good-
Kingdom?
The Kingdoms.
You might want to check it out. It's not that bad. I watched all of it.
By the way, for people who don't know, we didn't have 1,000 channels and YouTube and everything. So when you were a kid, you
Yeah.
only had like 60 channels.
Yeah,
And
if
that's-
that maybe.
yeah.
You had like 5 to 60.
Yeah.
You had cable or not.
Regular
Yeah.
TV, yeah. Regular TV
Yeah.
was basically like 7
Yeah,
channels. or
7
something.
channels.
If you had a good antenna.
Yeah, you might get a couple other things.
And I
though.
had cable for like a few months of my life at one point, but nevertheless, like
I had it multiple times, but not for very long.
always for not very long. But when I lived on my
It's lucky
so I
enough to
lived
have
on-
it.
Well, I like it, but
I did spend a lot of my life watching TV though. So
I don't know if I would say
I did too.
but I think that these, as an adult, I look forward to watching a lot of stuff that is gonna help me relax.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? After working, or after dealing with family, or after dealing with what am I gonna
Real
do
shit.
today?
that shit will take
Real
a
shit.
lot
Yeah,
out
it
of you
takes
too,
a lot
dude.
out of us, dude. Like as humans, dude, we just all feel so like.
'Cause you
I
just
don't
want
care
to come
what you
home
do.
and just.
It's not even coming home. It's just, dude. There's just days in
You
our
need
lives
shit to like.
where we're
calm
like,
you down.
why is everything feel like it's constantly going this direction
Yeah.
for us? Whether it's wrong, right, upside down, or in the middle, it doesn't matter.
What I was saying
Work,
about
home
coming.
life, it doesn't matter.
What I was saying, like you come home and you want to relax, and it's like, bam, something else. You're like, okay, now I have to worry about this, and then bam, oh shit, okay, I forgot to pay this. Okay, fucking, let me do this. I'm late, and it's just like,
and just getting this zone out and go
Yeah.
into vegetable mode. I'm 100%. When people sit there and go, I tried not to watch TV, I'm like, dude, how unstressed are you really? Because, like, if for me, you
Honestly-
tell me that to me, I'm like, I'm not judging you, but I'm like, when someone's like, I try not to play video games, I try
Yeah.
not to watch TV, I always applaud. I'm always so, but when I tell them, oh, I do this, I like to video game and blah, 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 I like to get down and nerd out, and I like to watch stuff, and when I do that, I always get a judgmental answer. I used to do martial arts with this kid we all went to school with. I won't say his name. I'll say it later if you guys want. But he, when we would practice martial arts, he was super judgmental about anything that I would do, and he would tell me how he was addicted to video games. Right? And it was like, he told me I had to stop, I had to quit.
I can't do it quite like you.
Stop.
They fear Josh. Yeah, they're just
They respect. No,
just gotta pull your dick out.
They're just playing, but
they're
ridiculously rude.
Well, I was saying that I can't scare him like you.
It's just, you need to let them know.
No,
that
you're master. That's why you're there like, it's master.
No, I think it's super important to come home and veg out. Because
yes, exactly.
It allows you to turn your brain off.
I don't care what you do. I don't care if you're like me and you work all night. I don't care if you're like Ben and you go a bunch of places. I don't care if you're like Will and you're dealing with home stress and dealing with all this shit that goes on in your personal aspects of each of our lives. Yeah. In my mind, dude, when people are like, oh, I get addicted, I'm like, damn, dude. You're blaming the game for being addicting, but not yourself for having an addicting personality.
Yeah.
Also, like
not having willpower in the first place.
Yeah, no willpower.
I also like
I like it.
Just
like you said that.
Taking care of like friends and family, just doing little things. I like to try to do that.
Gonzo.
You know what I mean? I think just like doing dishes or like cooking for somebody or just like like with my girlfriend, I feel like that's really important. It's just like making sure she's happy and all that stuff. Like,
dude, yeah. I mean, even the chick that I see, she comes over and I'm like, let's relax. That's one big thing.
Josh is like, I shaved my balls for you.
I mean, a lot of dudes like, escape whatever, and you guys are just.
This bug is harassing you and it's bugging me.
I know.
It's a mosquito.
I know. I got bit already. I feel
dude,
it.
Kill that shit.
I got you,
it's
man.
like,
Hold on, stay still, bro.
Dude, it's like right. It's on his right
Oh,
shoulder.
fuck.
The mic! You killed it. You killed the mic, Josh.
It's good.
That was my only microphone. Gonzo, go.
Oh man, I wish I was recording that.
Gonzo.
That'd be good to clip.
Go.
That'd be a good clip.
Hold on, 1 second.
No, that's good.
Wait. Stop for a second.
Did the recording stop itself? Is something getting plugged? Or is it just not?
No, I'm waiting for the fucking peaks to stop. Those peaks were bugging me because I hit it. You see that? That's when I hit it. So when I hit it, I'll be able to find it. I'll just scroll down the fucking line. I don't even need another time. But when I hit it, I knew that I fucked up. But that bug was literally bugging me. I cannot stand being bitten on mosquitoes, dude.
Bet.
Peak.
Lay down.
Yeah, you just look at the peaks down the line, and you can search it. You don't even have to know the timing with this style of recording, you know.
Yeah.
But no, dude, I agree. And you know what? As an adult, when you go over that shit, and you have a show you like to watch or a game you like to play, fuck, it feels so good to just not think about these jobs.
Yeah.
And think about bills. And think about what we're doing. It's like Ready Player One in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I know.
It really is. It really is. The movie may not, whoever you guys liked it or didn't like it doesn't matter. It's accurate. That, like,
everybody needs an escape.
Dude, yeah, and sometimes we get confused, and some of us do horrible things to escape, or some of us do stupid things, or ignorant things, ignorant bullshit, right? But I think you're right, Ben. Like that, it's hard to say that this is bad. You know what I mean? Like this is that watching something is bad when someone's like, "Oh, well, you're not using your brain," but dude, I don't want to use my brain all the time.
My brain's tired.
Yeah, my brain
needs a break.
Out like. I don't care what you fucking do. If you walk out your door any point of the day, you're gonna be like, God, these fucking people. Like, you know what I mean? Like, goddamn people, dude. Like, and it's always some fucking idiot who has to ruin your trip to the beach with your girlfriend, or to the store to fucking get some food, or to fucking. No, the trip got better.
It did, because you know what? Because I was like, fuck it.
Shut it down, right? There was no
fuck
more bad feelings about it.
That's good news.
And you know what? That same night, we went to the place where I had to end up paying for the meal, but the person next to us was complaining because they messed up their order, and somebody left because they didn't get their food, and we ended up getting free food because we were
right next to the people who.
We were supposed to sit in a certain spot, and they were like, we were just being nice. Literally, all we were doing is just being nice. We're like, oh, okay, thank you. Like, oh, it's fine. We will sit here and everything. And we got this for free.
What is it? What
Looks
kind of
good.
dessert is it?
It's some beignet.
It's food. It looks like food to
It's
me.
food to me. I'd eat it.
As long as it doesn't have
And I
calories
look,
shit.
and then this is the end of the last night.
Nice.
Hell yeah, dude. See, that's fucking dope, dude. I'm so fucking glad that my friends are able to find stuff that they still enjoy doing. As
And then
opposed
this
to
is
me
the-
being like, fuck life.
This
No, I'm
is the
just
pictures I took because I wish it was that because
kidding.
I had a dream. I had a dream that there was a fucking little boy watching me at the edge of the fucking bed.
Like I can't get over. I can't. He's
Like
watching me.
I literally woke. I
That's
literally went to
creepy.
bed. I was sleeping, and when I woke up, I wasn't awake. I was dreaming that there was a person at the edge of my bed, and it was a little. I don't know. I was taking a video. It was a little Asian boy,
I'm not taking
and he
a
was
photo.
watching me in the corner of the fucking bed, and I just remember just laying on my back, being like,
It was a ghost.
I could see him.
It's a ghost.
That's why I took those pictures.
You're like,
Yeah, just in case he pops up in the photos
maybe he'll be in
later.
the pictures. Yeah.
I'll-
Evidence that he murdered me.
I'll put the pictures online. No, I'm just
Oh,
kidding.
yeah, dude. That's
Alright.
dope.
We went off on like a huge one.
Tangent.
Yeah.
We'll jump back up.
So I got
That
so,
moment.
but it's
You
good though.
fucked that bed up. It was so
You guys are both like, thank
Oh,
you.
such a bro
High
moment.
five, bro moment.
Hell, man.
I don't like this.
Uh,
Take a walk.
You owe me a coke.
My thoughts are my thoughts.
we'll we'll listen to that and I'll cut out whatever.
Go on, dude.
No, you're good, dude.
It's nice to be able
Fucking
to see it like that.
kind of hate how both you guys are more advanced on computers than me. I'm like,
No, you're gonna get there just the same way that
no, it's good to have you guys.
it's like
You
with
guys
Dan,
are.
it's like with Dan. Dan was good with computers, but he didn't go in leaps and bounds until after me and Will and him were kicking it.
Yeah.
There were moments with me and Will where it'd be like, "Did you know this?" He'd be like, "I didn't know it." Even
It's
when
like,
he
what
was
the fuck
here.
are you talking
Yeah,
about?
last time he was here.
SLI, what the fuck's
No,
that?
dude, yeah, Crossfire, dude, he had no idea. But then the last time he was here, he even said it. He was like, "I just buy PCs now."
Yeah.
Like,
I like
you're gonna get to a moment where
Yeah.
you're gonna be able to surpass those around you. You just gotta keep.
That's how I feel with editing.
Keep
It's like I'm starting to get on the certain.
get used to it now?
When I talk to someone who's never
Fucking mosquito got me hella bad.
It was hitting you hard, bro. I saw it.
I'm gonna wake up and be like, get me.
It's tomorrow spots everywhere.
So we always talk about Marvel and everything. Let's talk about some DC stuff.
Okay.
And I don't know if you've seen it, Will. I know Josh seen it, but let's
And
talk
it's
about
And
Shazam.
it's available.
haven't seen it
Okay,
yet.
we can watch some of it tonight. We can do highlights. I'll say this. Can I say something? Because I was
Do it.
the one that started watching it and was text you and was
You
like, okay,
you did got me to watch it.
down,
You
right?
texted
Are
me.
you
I was
sure
like,
it's
I'm
not a
out.
joke movie?
Hold on.
Because it looked like a joke
I'll
movie.
say this: if you're gonna, if we were gonna watch it tonight, right?
Mhm.
I would be like, take all full judgment in the first 20 minutes. Take your judgment of the movie in
Yeah.
the first 20 minutes and go, is there potential or isn't there? For me, that first 20 minutes was amazingly dope. You see a scene where it's like, you're like, wait, is
One
this...
scene really like highlights
It's like
the whole
right
movie.
away, the intro scene is like, is that Shazam? And you're like, oh no, he gets disappointed, and like it's not Shazam, and like,
Gotcha.
and then like it goes on, and you meet the kid who is Shazam, Billy or whatever
Billy
his name
Batson.
is,
Yeah.
Billy Batson, and
Billy.
he's just. Dude, he's such a good actor. He's such in the first
So,
20
kid
minutes,
or
the
the
can I-
lines.
Can we just say spoilers and just talk about it?
Sure, I don't
Yeah.
care.
Okay.
Yeah, Will's gonna.
I've already know. I know his a little bit about his
I
lore.
when I
so-
when I
knows a
this is
lot.
what I did with Captain Marvel too. When I watched it, I wrote
I know he's like
down
an old man that gives his
questions and
power to other
everything.
people.
I did
I'm
what
gonna start doing that.
what
Good idea.
what I did mess up though is I wrote that on my phone, but I didn't write it down for the questions I wanted to ask for Captain Marvel or like talk about
Yeah.
some PowerPoints. So this is one of the things I wrote down. I mean, like Josh said, the acting was good. The kids were good. Like the kid characters.
The kids.
Yeah.
That's
The
really
kids.
hard to do too in
The
superhero.
kids.
But you got to
Kids
know
are good.
the handicapped kid was the kid from It. He's one of the kids from It.
That makes sense.
So he's
That
got
makes
some
sense, 'cause
chops.
It
Yeah.
was good.
He's got some
It was-
acting
I liked
experience.
it.
You know what's funny? He posted a video on Instagram of him smoking a fat ass blunt. Yeah, no, the kid from It, the handicapped kid.
He's all smoking
He
a
was
blunt.
like, and he posted on
He's like,
Instagram,
"Here goes my
and he got a bunch of
career."
shit for it because he was smoking weed.
Yeah.
But they're all just
Way to
like,
be a great example, kid.
It's not about that. It's
Go.
a public
Okay, so remember in the very beginning, the guy, the evil dude who gets the fucking eye
It's
with
about the kid.
no the other dude.
You're talking about
He
the
is
one
the kid at
with
the
eyes.
beginning,
Yes. Yeah,
but he
yeah.
gets chosen, but he's too evil.
He
He
fails.
because of the evil sins. You know about that, Will?
Okay, hold on. A little backstory here. So the original Shazam wizard, whatever his name is, I can't remember it. I'm not
Shazam.
gonna pretend to. I think there's a different name.
Going back to like the 60s. So
Anyways,
nobody's
so-
gonna blame you if you don't know.
I don't remember, yeah, but in the story that they portray in the movie, Shazam the wizard is looking for a replacement champion to be able to fight off the 7 deadly sins. right?
Gotcha.
So
okay.
he's been trying to recruit kids for years, hundreds of years,
Trying
and
to
everybody
find the right
fails.
person, yeah.
because they all succumb to the evil and the
The
voice
sins,
in their
yeah.
head of the sins. One kid comes in and he's like, "I think you're the one,"
Yeah.
But
and
he's
he
crazy.
Yeah.
is fucking crazy, right? And he totally succumbs to him. And by the end, when the wizard's like, "Nope, go," and he makes him go, the sin statues, the 7 sin statues, are like,
They
"Hey,
give him his powers pretty much.
they're like, you haven't found your champion, but we have found ours.
Yeah.
What can you say?"
Oh,
And
fuck.
then that scene's like,
So that guy
over.
becomes like Black Adam.
But
Yeah.
the sins
Black
the
Adam.
sins pretty much
Because isn't that his main villain?
yeah.
It is, but it's his most.
But hey,
important
the
one.
sins are pretty much just so they give them the powers. They're trying to make it so they manipulate any mortal to become Shazam. That's not the true Shazam. So pretty much they're trying to be like,
And
it's
the
like it's like
sins-
Satan trying to attain God's power.
And the way the sins came out originally,
It's kinda how
is
it's
that
portrayed.
in the past,
Even in
years
the
ago,
comics.
One of that circle of wizards or whatever that grant people the Shazam power, granted somebody a power that lost somebody, and instead of seeking justice, they seek revenge, and they release the 7
Yeah.
sins as revenge.
And then
So
you're talking about
now
the
the wizards are
wizard origin
responsible.
story, right? You're talking about
Yes,
the.
in
That's
the-
one of
in
the
the
things
story.
I thought the wizard
In
origin
the
story
movie.
was pretty sick. Like Josh just
Another,
said.
another 20-40 minutes, dude. The movie is amazing.
It
I was
is
like,
pretty
I
good.
really
What
liked
about-
it.
Dude, I
The
told
one
Ben,
thing-
I was texting, I was
I
blowing
saw it.
his phone up.
Dude,
I was
some
like,
stuff
dude,
about
I know. I was
love
kind of
this.
mad. I was kind of mad because he started watching it probably like a half hour, 45 minutes after me, and he was like, he texted something. We'll bring it up later, and I was like, thanks. No, I'm just kidding.
I do that. I have all-
No,
I
it's
forget-
good.
I
It's good.
forget
No,
everything.
because you were literally. Like, you text me you're watching it, and they're like, I was like, fuck, I should watch it now, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch
We
it.
literally watched it like 30
Synced
minutes
it up
apart.
together.
Yeah, we did, yeah.
So what about the very that one part where the girl touched the door where he wrote all the symbols, and she was like, yeah, and turned into like fucking
Yeah.
dust.
Okay, so the kid who gets rejected, the evil kid who is, he's like, oh, you might Shazam the wizard. We'll call him Shazam the wizard.
Oh, yeah,
I
that-
really want to search it, but we'll fix it.
Did you want to tell him the beginning, like how it all started? Because he remember.
Well, okay. So in the very beginning, he remember, and I
The
did.
kid
as you
fails,
said,
yeah.
He fails that mission.
But
He-
before that, like his dad.
his dad is an asshole. His dad is like, magic doesn't exist.
Okay,
You're
gotcha.
meant to be this. He's
Yeah.
like horrible. Like
He's like the
choosing
orphan.
his future for him, basically.
He's like the
Yeah.
orphan redhead child.
yeah. This other. I don't remember what the villain's name is. Do you? So, and his dad is super abusive. His brothers works for his dad in the corporation, the same corporation. They're super rich, horrible, right?
Mhm.
So, they don't. Here we go, right here. Billy Batson. His name is Dr. Savannah.
Yeah.
Dr. Savannah. He's one of the lesser villains. It's still a big villain though. But so Dr. Savannah gets rejected by the wizard, and he just fucking he gets selected by the 7 sins to be their champion. Like they instantly know, dude, this guy's gonna let us free, right? Well, that movie, it really does a good job of like jumping into why this dude hates this
Yeah.
wizard and anything that comes from him so much.
Well, you're basically
what I
building
mean?
up the villain a little
Like
bit.
he said, building up the villain part.
Mhm.
There's this solid 30.
It's like the first like 5-10 minutes of the film.
The first 5-10 minutes, undoubtedly, if you don't like that, I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to hate the rest of the movie, guaranteed. But if you like that first 5-10 minutes of the movie, you're going to like probably the next 20 or 30 and be disappointed by the end. especially
Yeah.
the very end. When and I'll wait
Yeah, we'll
before
get there.
we get there. So we'll get there.
I was gonna say that sounds kind of like Green Lantern's
Oh,
origin.
oh no!
Wow, that is kinda-
No,
well,
no,
he's
No,
do-
I'm talking about how, you know how they build up the villain in that, how they kind of show him being kind of like a
yeah.
nerd, and he's not as cool as the main character.
Whoa, which are we talking about the movie or
Yeah, Green
with
Lantern.
Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah,
Ryan
with
Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds.
Okay, you remember the nerdy scientist who gets
We're
the
probably
big
the
head?
only people on the internet that talk about this. With
Okay.
I know, right?
Ryan Reynolds is
Go
like,
on.
whoa, you're not supposed to talk about that. That's my
Yeah.
past acting career.
Yeah.
But, okay, so they kind of build up the villain the
Hella
same way.
stigma built towards that
Because
movie.
remember, they show him like as a nerd, and he's doing good in his field, but his dad's like kind of disappointed in him because he's not
yeah.
like a fighter pilot,
Yeah.
whatever, you know.
the nerd
He
with
can't
the big
stack
head.
up to to Ryan Reynolds, who's like
Yeah.
a cooler
a great
character.
pilot.
He's a
fucking
cooler
amazing.
character.
He's a cool character. Thank you.
Right, he's got the leather jacket. He's a
Yeah.
cool guy.
His dad
Yeah.
was a badass
And he's got the
pilot. Yeah,
hot
right.
girlfriend that,
The
you know.
hot girl.
And
Well-
then eventually he becomes the bad guy.
Well,
by the end of
he
the
never
movie.
had a hot girl. It just shows like a kid origin story. Like
Yeah.
it
Yeah,
just shows
I'm
him
just
as a
saying
Dad
kid.
dies.
They do kind
Yeah.
of build up the villain.
Well,
the
his
same
dad
way.
doesn't die. He ends up killing his dad in the end because he's or he doesn't kill his dad. He kills his
dad in Green
brother.
Lantern
In
too.
Green Lantern.
Oh no, I'm talking about.
I know.
okay,
In
okay.
Green Lantern, his dad dies in front of him. That's what he was
Ah,
talking
okay,
about.
okay.
You're
It's not.
right.
It's not like that.
The
It's
villain
not
also
like
kills
that.
his dad.
It's-
Remember?
He doesn't
It's
kill his dad
different.
in this one.
I'll agree, Ben.
So-
I'll agree with Ben. It's nothing like. It is like what you're saying.
Kind of, they build up the villain the same way.
Similar,
Mm.
but not as good. In Shazam, the first scene is this kid being totally verbally abused, and then all of a sudden he finds out, holy shit, I'm meant for great things. Psych, you're actually
Because
not
he
anything.
saw the seven. It's like a test. Like when you walk in, you see
Yeah.
this. You're like, oh, you're meant for.
The
Like
giant
Josh said,
chamber, yeah.
you made for
Falls
great
into it and
things.
kills
And then
it.
he hears the seven deadly sins.
It's okay, it's just my phone.
I thought it was a beer.
He hears the seven deadly sins, and he's like, oh yes. He goes towards more them than the actual.
wizard.
Yeah. So another thing I want to talk about is this movie was definitely made for this generation because they're making YouTube videos, and that's like probably like a
Yeah.
good like 10, 20 minutes.
20
Yeah.
minutes. Yeah, don't be shy.
Where they're like, oh, like how to
Let
fly.
me do that. Shazam is learning his powers.
Oh,
his little
this is in the trailer,
his
yeah.
adopted brother is recording YouTube footage of him getting famous off of him being this.
Throwing
this
cars
is,
in a junkyard
Now
and
this.
stuff,
Okay, I think-
Wait, before you
I
go
think
any-
we left something out though. I think so we left out that Shazam is a kid that is from an orphanage that
He always
is
is,
looking
yeah.
for his mom.
He always is, yeah.
Yeah, and
And
then
he's good at it.
he's
good
living
at
in a
it.
foster
He's good at
home,
looking
and
for
at
his
this
mom.
point,
Yeah.
Yeah.
at this point, he ended up getting chosen to be Shazam, and then he finds out he's Shazam, and then he confronts the fucking little kid, and after that, they start making YouTube videos.
Finding out his powers.
Yes.
They don't know his powers.
Right, 'cause
the
they haven't
wizard
figured out-
dies in front of him, so he never learns what he's capable of.
Yeah,
Shazam never learns. He
he
dies.
just says he's like, say my name.
So he doesn't know he can fly. He doesn't know that he can throw lightning bolts like Zeus. He doesn't know that all his powers.
He has
are
all the
based on
Greek
all
gods,
They're
yeah.
based on all the gods.
Strength of Hercules and all that.
Thank you. It's verbatim. You haven't even watched the
Yeah.
movie and they say
What?
that.
Well,
He
that's
says that.
that's a
Good
trope in
call.
all of his shit.
Good
Yeah.
fucking call. Like
Fast as
this-
Mercury,
now
strong
what
as Hercules.
Ben is talking about. This.
The
is where
YouTube channels
movie-
and stuff.
This is where the movie begins to go. And it's like
Because the
kind of-
quality.
It's just those. It's
It's
there's
like
dope
YouTube
scenes.
uploading
Yeah,
those
there's-
scenes, and it's
there's
like
dope-
scene
and then
one,
all of a
test
sudden
one.
The adopted brothers, but her, and like there's just. Yeah,
We can cut
that's-
this little part out, but you saw the Russian version where it was like written in Russian.
Yeah,
It was like
dude.
test one or
Yeah,
like
and it was all Russian.
yeah. Okay, we'll cut that out. So yeah, so they do the little test, and they do that for the
We'll watch like 30 minutes of
Yeah.
it tonight, and you'll see what we mean by the 30. If it was a 30-minute movie, I guarantee you'd be like, what's the rest of it? But watching the rest of it,
like,
you're
no!
like, yeah, you're like, no, this
Just
is
like
So-
every other
shit.
Marvel movie.
so what are some things? Okay, so
Remember, we still haven't talked about the end scene.
Okay,
so
okay.
let's get there.
so
'Cause we're
I got a couple.
here.
I got a couple other questions. That batarang in the back of his head, though. Remember?
Okay, that was whack.
You didn't like that?
I didn't like that they did. Okay.
Wait, so who's the head?
Okay, wait.
Oh, wait. I want to explain why it was whack. It
Okay.
was whack because of that last scene with the other character that we're not going to get to because we'll
Okay.
go holy shit.
Okay.
Right? So,
Right.
we're not going to get there yet. We're not going to get what happens at the end.
Okay, not yet.
But-
got it.
The battering in the back of the head, what I found whack about it was that it was just this big deal. Just the same with this battering was such a big deal, and we don't have a Batman yet. And forever when I watch this movie and people see that scene, I'm like, that scene was dope. It made me feel like Batman. I'll always remember that we had an okay Batman that a writer and director ruined, and they decided to go, okay, well, we're going to blame it on the actor. Let's change it out because he doesn't want to do it anymore because we decided to digitally
Because he got hella
alter
fucking flack. Yeah,
because
he got
of
hella flack.
Superman's
yeah.
mustache.
Could I?
Because Batman, so
And a lot of bad Photoshop or
Go on.
editing.
Well, I was gonna say, could I tell you why I think I like? Well, well, not why I think I liked it. Why I liked it is because early in the film, the handicap, his brother showed him. He was like, "Oh, this is the official batarang that was used."
yes.
And then he's like, later on in the film, he said, "You stole it," and he's like, "No, I didn't steal it." But then he becomes Shazam, and he kind of saves him with it, and he just like he throws the batarang at Shazam at that dude's head. That's why I liked it. But
I like
the way
that.
I like the way you pointed out, I could see why.
And another thing is just to like a counter, like a protest to your protest on that part is I want to say that another thing that kid, Shazam's adopted brother, finds right, other than a batarang, is a bullet that Superman was shot with.
So it's
This is
like flattened.
It's flattened bullet, and he finds it, and he's like, "Oh my god!"
Oh
this
yeah,
huge
that's
comic book.
right. That's
This
right.
is another thing that kind
They're
of
setting
creates a
something
rift.
up
It creates
that's not might not
it-
happen.
No. It creates a rift between the two brothers, Shazam
Oh,
and the
gotcha.
adopted brother. What Ben is saying, I love that he did that. Well, I'll tell you right now. You know what I would have loved to have seen is that, and this is a joke. I'm gonna say this is a joke, and you guys might not get it right away. If the batarang throwing it at the dude's head, Shazam throwing the batarang at the dude's head and it cutting him, or his brother doing it, or whatever. I don't remember who did it.
It was Shazam.
It was Shazam.
Yeah.
And it cuts him, and he goes, "Oh, he's weak when the sins are out, right? He's weak when he doesn't have the power of the sins within him." Okay, that's dope, but that's the same thing as if he would have had been like, "Okay, I stole the bullet, and now it's gonna end the movie," and he throws the bullet through the fucking guy's head, and it kills him.
Yeah,
It
there was
would've been
a
same thing.
there was a lot of points where it was like.
It would have been the same thing. Instead of the batarang,
They
if
could
he
have
would've-
took a different road.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
this is-
it would have been the same thing.
This is
and it
another
would've-
thing.
Kid friendly though.
I'm not
Definitely.
saying- I know. It's a joke. It's a joke. If he would have instead thrown that bullet with his
Would've been way
strength
cooler,
through his
yeah.
head, it
Well-
would have been a scene of like,
Holy fuck! Like Man of
holy-
Steel.
when Man
Bam!
of Steel snapped his neck. Now this is all
Ah!
I'm saying is it's a joke. I'm just joking. I'm only joking.
No,
I'm
I
not
know.
saying that's
Well,
what
no,
it should
what I
have
was
been.
gonna say.
But I agree that the Easter egg they dropped there, fucking dope.
What I-
because
You
I
need to
can't
be less
wait.
afraid of being.
What
dark,
I was
though.
gonna say has nothing to
See.
like
I
has
can't
nothing
wait
to
for
like
Shazam
disagree
to
or
be
anything like
Batman
that.
now.
What I wanted to tell the Will is the sidekick character, Shazam's like little kid friend.
Yeah,
He knew every superpower pretty much. He'd be like.
he's like an encyclopedia. Of
Exactly, and
superheroes.
he'd be like, "Oh, you have
Super
super,
fan.
you like
And
super
he was
speed,
fun to
superpower."
watch.
Yeah, he was
He was
really
fun.
fun. He was a good one.
He was kind of like
Smoked a lot of weed, you could tell.
I think that he was a big highlight in that movie. But
He did
there,
really well.
But there were parts, what I said, where it was like,
Ooh.
God, the YouTube stuff killed me.
Yeah.
And then and then I'll
was
bring up
cringy.
another one. It was super cringe moment. # cringe. Like and then another one was
it looked like it'd be a
how
cringy movie. Though.
emotional those two got.
Yeah, they
for
did
the
get-
fact that if they make a number 2, which with the track record this company is having for making movies, let's be honest, we're not going to see another one. If they do,
Well, we might get a second one. I
we
hope.
might- we
I hope
might-
so.
I hope so.
Is it going in the right direction? You think?
I
for
wanted
DC?
to see a Justice League 2.
Okay, we'll get there. We'll get there.
But
Okay.
I'm
What are you gonna
saying
say? What are you
because
gonna say?
for DC films, but
Yeah.
but with this movie,
A chance to fix it.
God,
maybe.
dude, the whole thing was about these two fucking little brothers
Yeah.
that aren't even related, fighting the
Definitely.
whole time over
It
powers
spent like
that
a good
another-
half hour.
Yeah, it's like a half hour. of these two bitching at each other. Oh, you have all the powers now, and I'm a handicapped
You're supposed to show up for lunch.
Yeah, and then the other one is like, well, I just want to find my mom, and I'm a selfish little shit who has to have my way, and I'm Shazam now, so now I'm gonna go on the street, and then that's scene when he is doing the sidewalk performance of his superpowers. I wanted to snap that fucking writer's neck.
That was pretty bad.
Like, dude,
super cringy.
Yeah.
It was the worst. It was Green Lantern. What you said, where it was like
I didn't think it was that bad.
It was him.
What about
the roller coaster.
Okay, so he lived in a foster home. He lived
That's a really unpopular opinion, but I didn't mind that movie.
He lived in a foster
I'm a
home.
Ryan Reynolds fan.
He lived in a foster home with a bunch of people.
And the family is hella
Yeah.
cool. The family off the bat, when the characters they build in that foster home, you're like,
By the
this
way,
is dope.
the dad of the foster home is one of the guys from Walking Dead.
Yep.
Hey.
Can I point out one thing? I think from what you've described, it almost sounds like they should have done the version of Shazam where it's multiple kids.
Okay.
Okay, we'll get to. Wait.
Oh God,
So,
is it good
I
to that?
I have one thing to say.
Hold on.
I have one problem that really fucking bugged me and irked me. There's the younger kid on
not
that.
related,
There's
though,
a younger girl that's supposed to be like 8 or something, and
The black girl.
yeah,
Black
she
girl.
was so. I mean, she was cute because she was like, "Oh, I'm your younger sister," and she's like, "This is what how younger sister's supposed to be like. I'm supposed to be a good sister." And I was like, "Oh, it's like a cute, like a cool little thing to do with like a little kid."
Yeah.
And afterwards, they go into a strip club, like transport. Like it sounds weird, but whole family, because they find out she finds out he's Shazam, and they transport to the like.
All the kids find out he's Shazam. Let's just put it.
But
that
she
way.
finds out first,
Yeah,
and then
she
they
does.
go
He
there.
is Shazam.
Yes.
Yeah,
It really is.
and
It
then
really
at
is,
that
yes.
point, that's where they all find out, and they're playing cherry pie. Like, she's my cherry pie. She said, "Why are you covering my eyes?" And she said, "Oh fuck." She's like, "I didn't see anything, but I know that it's some good music." Oh, I'll cut this up because because
And we can, you know, what we can do is we can sample it.
well, what I was gonna, I hated that, dude. I hated that. Like, oh, I'm young. I don't know what a strip club is,
So-
but I'm old enough to know what
Yeah,
good music
Disney,
is. Yeah, I was like, oh, you see,
Yeah.
and there's
Wait,
another
how
part.
did a young ass girl get in a strip club?
That's what I was saying. Like, you got to see the
There's
movie.
your
They
dad.
they transport there because he
Okay,
has.
hold on. Let's segue into a great.
I have one
segue.
more thing I want to say though. Like, keep that segment in mind, please.
I will.
And there's another part where they have the sins all together, and she hits one of the sins because they're holding on to her, and they're like,
Is
let
that
go
the
of
little
them.
girl?
Yeah.
Okay.
And she hits one of the sins, and the sins is like it's like it got hurt because she smacked it after it was holding her. I was like, are you serious? I hated that. It was just
That was like straight out of a Marvel
It was
movie.
no. It was like straight out of a Disney 1999.
yes. It was one of those. It was like
It was like
It didn't
watch
work.
the power
I'm
I
a
have
super
as a little-
sweet, innocent little person that
Main
if-
character power.
They were trying to sell a character.
Yeah, definitely. So what are we gonna say? Keep that segue.
So with that in mind, let's bring up the next thing that might have a negative or positive reaction for us. This can be cut up into its own little 5-minute, 10-minute review of Shazam. By the way, just so you know, there's a part where I don't remember what the technical team name is, but Team Shazam, we'll call him, comes out where each one of the foster siblings becomes a Shazam,
Wait, a separate one?
Yeah.
like in the comics.
To
That's
fight.
not how it was.
To fight.
But, yeah, thank
The
you.
7
Were-
deadly sins.
To fight. Yes.
Okay, I just want to point out they all became one.
Yes.
Not 7. There was 1.
Dude, I know.
That sounds like a
Dude,
Power Rangers movie,
dude,
what you're saying.
Trust me, this moment in the film, I text Ben privately.
Oh my god, this is so
yeah,
bad.
and I was
It
no,
was
I was like, I don't know what.
Wait,
the
so it was
fuck
like a
happened
little
to
girl
me.
Shazam? Or was she like an
No,
older lady?
they're all
She was.
adults,
They're all. They
But
turned
they
into
have
adults
the
as
same
them.
personalities as when they're kids. So like the little
Girl I was talking about, she had super fast speed, and she'd be like,
They're all
she's Quicksilver,
different.
pretty much.
They're basically, hold on. They're basically all each a god. As to where Shazam is all the gods, they all had a certain
Specific power.
Yes,
Yeah.
and like they were
He
all
split his
whack.
powers up against.
They were
like,
all whack. They were all whack. No, it doesn't matter how
Not
they
even,
split
like,
them up.
strength?
No,
He also
it
broke the
doesn't matter.
rules because, I guess, I mean,
He
maybe
doesn't
not.
change back when he says Shazam one of the times or something.
No.
And then also, there's a scene. There's a few scenes when he uses the Shazam to get out of situations, and you're like, oh, that was dope.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it flips, and he's in a mall, and he's getting in trouble by his big adopted sister. And it's like...
Oh. It's like, oh, little kid time.
Yeah, what the fuck? Like, you guys just made this...
The pace got fucked up.
When we check it out, it'll be, I guarantee you, we'll watch the... I'll say it again. The first 30 minutes is fucking incredible. The movie making that they did in that first 30 minutes, I literally was on the edge of my seat like, this is a comic book movie. I want to watch... It would be like if they made Web of Shadows, if they made the Secret Wars, if they made the Symbiote Wars.
Killing Joke.
It would be awesome. It'd be like if they made a good Dragon Ball Z movie. I was sitting there for 30 minutes like, this might go in a good direction.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you have a moment where you're like, I can't say this movie's bad because I love the character Shazam from what they built from that first 30 minutes. I will watch a second one of this. In fact, I kind of want to watch a second one. But the next following like 50 minutes of the film is like my bipolar. It's like good, bad, good, bad, good, bad.
It's
how bad was it?
It was good. Okay.
Let's bring up the ender now.
Okay. Talking about the bad parts.
Okay.
How bad was it?
Let's bring up the ending and then we'll do that. So the ending. Remember I told you Josh was saying they're arguing about like, oh, like you weren't here for me, blah blah blah. Yeah. So he shows up as Shazam at his school, and then so he's sitting at the table by himself, the handicapped kid, his brother, and then they all show up, like all his family that all turned Shazams, show up at the table, and then Shazam himself shows up and he's like, this guy taught me everything I know about how to be a superhero. And he was like, oh, like, you know.
To the little kid.
And he's like, Shazam was like, I brought you somebody that you might not expect.
Because
and it's a little
flaked on him. Because he flaked
It
on
was
him.
also a foreshadow in the earlier that are like, because some bullies were like, oh, are you going to have some super guy and fucking Superman sitting at the table with you, and they have Shazam sitting at the table with him, and he's like, I brought you somebody, and Superman shows up, but they cut off his head.
It's like this.
Will. It only shows this part.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like this. Will, look, it's like this.
So it's you know
what's
what
hella funny though when it shows the little kid
Supergirl.
When it shows the little kid that shows her.
Yep. And they brighten out his face.
They don't show his face.
When it shows the little when the little kid shows her though, he's like, ah! And then it ends right there.
Yeah, it ends. It's
you know, it looks like,
wow! So wait, the little handicapped kid doesn't get powers?
He does get powers, but he turns Asian.
Powers is Shazam.
He turns Asian?
He turns like kind of Asian.
Does he? Is that him who turns Asian?
I think that's him. And then the bigger like I think he was white, but they call him Rodriguez or something. He turns Mexican. He's like a big fat white guy.
Oh yeah!
I was like, the white kid turned Mexican. What the hell?
Dude, this really sounds horrible. What you're describing sounds really bad.
I'll give credit
so far.
30 minutes of the movie, watch, and I guarantee you'll be like, where is this movie going? Now, you get to the last 50, 60 minutes of the movie, and it's like, or however long the movie is.
I don't think this has any planning to it.
I think it does. I think it does.
I think it does, but I don't think it has planning like what we're used to seeing Marvel.
This sounds like a kid's movie.
There you go. A lot of people, when they watch superhero movies, Marvel set a huge blueprint of this is gonna
how this should be done.
But you gotta also remember when you watch Marvel movies, a lot of people have seen Iron Man 1, 2, 3, Thor 1, 2, 3.
All the
Captain America. Hulk came before all that stuff. Or Hulk.
Yeah, true, yeah.
But for the record,
But you got Avengers, like a lot of these kids growing up right now already, they already have all that established. You know what I mean? They don't even have to watch to just be like, oh, this is something like my Legos, my fucking iPad games, all this stuff. They don't even have to really. They know.
Yeah.
And then when the parents, because the parents are probably our age now, you know what I mean? They're like trying to get their little kids to watch Avengers and
stuff that they want to watch.
So it's so popular right now. It's already has all the backstory and everything, which with DC, it doesn't have no backstory. And then when it did Justice League, it tried to
fit it all
crunch everything. Yeah, it tried to fucking dwarf star it.
And they also did Dude,
Have
they
to.
fucked up.
Doors,
They
bro.
fucked up in that movie hella bad with like the story itself was just all
What-
over the place.
So do you think Shazam was a success or a failure?
It was a success. In
What it was
DC's,
trying to do?
in DC's
In
eyes,
DC.
for
with-
DC and superhero movies as it goes, it was a success. Because if you look at also,
What do you think? Like storytelling, action, or just like?
I was gonna say, how many
visually pleasing?
Shazams out of 10?
I would give it a 7. A 7 out of 10.
How many Shazams out of
7
10?
Shazams out of 10. Well, why I say that is because
Okay.
it captured the younger audience, which DC definitely
Never
needs.
does,
You
yeah.
know what
So
I
how
mean?
many Shazams out of 10? Dude?
7. I said
Said
7.
7.
Yeah.
And how many
Maybe
how
7?
many Shazams are there in the movie? 7?
No.
Enough to-
there-
Yeah,
Like
there's
all the seven
7. The
deadly
6.
sins,
The
right?
There's
6.
one
Yeah.
for each sin, I think
Yeah.
you're right.
Because
And
the
Shazam
wizard.
himself,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Huh. Good call, Will.
That's good
I haven't even
fucking
seen it.
job.
I knew the whole movie.
Dude, trust me, dude. There are great scenes in it.
But
The last of it is just
what we're
hard.
forgetting, already confirmed, Black Adam,
The
Dwayne
Rock.
The Rock Johnson.
Honestly,
Instagram Shnerdcast.
I hope that's great.
He plays a lot of he plays a lot of bad roles. He takes a lot of stuff, but with The Rock, he is really good when it comes to being a buff, big ass badass because
Yeah.
he was a WWE star, so he's really good
He
at
knows
flashing
how to
those
be
muscles.
Playing a star.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when it comes to other stuff like Jumanji, Central Intelligence, all that's like those weird movies,
I like Jumanji,
Rampage, Jumanji. I've never
Rampage
seen-
was horrible.
But you know what I'm saying? He
Yeah.
plays those roles where it's like
Yeah. He tried to care too much.
it's all the
in
same
Rampage.
role, but with him being an evil supervillain, that's the perfect role for The Rock. I'm telling
He's
you.
not giving a fuck.
Because I mean, like The
I think
Rock
that
as
he's
a
a
villain
great-
in
I
Fast
think-
and the Furious.
I think he was great as
What?
I think he was great as a fucking funny guy. He always is.
Yeah.
The other guys was amazing. His little 15-minute
Yes, with Sam Jackson. Oh,
and
I
his
love
asshole
that.
personality in that movie was like, aim for the bushes. Yes, partner. And he runs and just misses the
Like-
bushes. He just misses the
There
bushes.
was no
Like,
bushes.
there was no bushes. He jumped into the street. Like, the fuck, you killed yourself for nothing. But, like, I'll be real, like, I can't wait. I wasn't excited when they first announced it, and then they announced him next to the
Go.
picture. Gonzo. They announced him next to the picture.
and he looks the same.
and it was just like,
Perfect.
oh my god, if they trim his hair a little. Yeah, if no brainer. If they trim his
He's
hair.
like the only one with the build besides
Yeah,
Batista.
if they trim his hair a little different, and I don't want to see Batista in that shit. I don't. Is he the one
Drax.
that's Drax? He's good as Drax.
Yeah.
I like him as
I was
Drax.
just saying he has kind of the same, similar,
like him as
very
Drax.
stocky, big build.
I like him as Drax.
Yeah.
I don't want to see him as another hero. I don't. It's the same reason that I don't
Well,
want
it's
to
separate
see.
universe though.
I don't want to see him as another hero or a villain. I don't want to.
You
see
can't
it.
tie him to one role, bro.
It's not that.
If
It-
Andrew
it's-
Garfield wants to come back as Venom, he can do it, bro. No, he can't. He's too fucking
No.
skinny.
Tom Hardy was a pretty good Venom in my book. Like,
So how many Shazams would you give it, Josh? We're still recording, right?
in Shazam? The movie Shazam.
Yeah.
How many Shazams would I give
yeah,
it?
out of 10.
Out of 10.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
1 to 10.
Ben, what was yours?
7.
7.
7. I'd give it a 5 out of 10. Because of
I actually-
because the first 30 minutes, Will, is
You said you
fucking
really liked it,
incredible.
yeah.
When we watch it, all I care
So it was
about
more of a-
watching is the first
So it was
30.
more of a letdown than a
Or
bad
40.
movie, is what
Well,
you're saying.
the reason why
It's not a letdown. It's not a letdown. The scene when Superman comes in is kind of like only bad because you're
It's-
like,
it's-
who's
Show his face.
Superman?
yeah, it's
Who's-
false. It's
which
false
actor?
hype. It's hype, but it's false
The
hype
same
because
with
you
Batman.
know.
There's
They
no
show
established
The reason why I
character.
liked
They
it,
That's
show
the
the
problem.
Batarang. They show the Batarang. Who's Batman? For all I know,
Same thing.
it's fucking $20.99 and Terry McGinnis is
What I
Batman.
like though is it
Don't
was
say that.
it was its own
I don't know.
superhero movie on its own.
It stood on its own. It didn't need any
It did
other movies.
Yeah, it
Roll
wasn't.
that
It
up?
wasn't. Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
Also, it wasn't with Marvel where it's like, oh, this superhero, but there's these other two superheroes that are gonna make a cameo, or I'm gonna make a reference to them,
Yeah.
and so it'd be like the audience would be like, ha ha ha, oh, I remember watching that film, or I remember blah blah blah. It stood on its own in a way where it caught my attention. It made me want to actually watch it, and I did feel kind of invested and feel for these kids that when they turn this into
It's
Shazam,
gonna be so hard to watch it if it's kids.
Dude,
you-
it's not. It's not that.
Yeah.
It is not that.
Because
that
even
makes it
Spider-Man
hard.
was hard.
Dude, it's not.
if you look back at the earlier
Okay, here, let me
episodes,
put it this way.
if you look back
Let
at
me
the
put it
earlier
this way. This is
Shazam.
Spider-Man. This is Shazam. That's how different the movies are.
Okay.
well, what I was
It's
saying,
and the actors.
if you look at the
and
earlier
actors, it's
episodes,
so different.
I was really talking a lot of shit about this movie. I was like, this movie looks stupid. I don't like how there's a kid actor.
Yeah, the first trailer or thing I saw for it, I was like, is that like
But
a B movie or something? You know?
This actually,
Turned out pretty
I
well.
did liked it. Yeah, I liked it. I would definitely,
I say watch it.
yeah,
It's worth a watch.
maybe even in theaters.
It's worth a watch.
You really needed a camera for that, man. That was a really great face and you know, it was great.
It is worth the theater watch because there are scenes in that fucking movie that are just awesome. They're awesome. Their fight
They're really
scenes,
visually
they're
nice and
just
stuff.
super awesome.
So-
And I want to say one thing that I missed that I think they should have done more. I wanted to see more action from that fucking wizard. The wizard was awesome.
Yeah.
I don't remember his name. He's this black dude that's super famous, as far as these type of low key roles go. He's just an incredible star. His talent is amazing. Oh man, I wish I could remember his name. I can't remember his name. But he
Does he have a lazy eye?
What?
Does he have a lazy eye?
No.
I was
This is
gonna
a
say.
big handsome fucking ebony bastard. He's meant to be a movie star. But he's the wizard. And when he comes out and he's just you're Billy Batson.
Oh, the wizard actor. Yeah, he's a really
I'm
good
just
actor.
every time I see him, I'm like, oh my god, a whole movie about you, I would come.
Yeah.
This is.
It would have been a great
It
origin
would have been
story.
a great role to see you. Okay, if the first 30 minutes is dope because of the kids and all the little backstory and blah blah blah, the last 50 minutes would have been sick if he was involved. It would have been sick to
So-
see him do his thing.
So we're seeing this new
teach.
DC trend with they're trying to make a new universe and everything.
Trying to reboot their shit.
What about that new Joker movie? You guys think they're trying to include him into the new universe, or they're just
The
trying
new
to have?
DC.
I think
Yeah.
they're testing the water.
You think they're just trying?
I think
to,
they're testing the water for Joker again. Because they're we kind of fucked up last time. So
Well, they
What?
did make a whole thing for Joker last time, and they
Hold
just
on.
kind of cut him out.
There's a rumor that Bruce Wayne as a kid is in, and I'm gonna leave.
So this is
I'm
more
gonna
like the
leave
Killing
this-
Joke Joker then.
I'm gonna no.
Because
No.
isn't that before Batman's Batman?
No, because Batman comes in. But for the record, but for the record, the canon of this is Joker is always older than Batman.
Yeah.
He's always been older.
Definitely.
So let me ask.
Because he's from the what's his name? Crime Mafia.
It's from the 40s and 50s is when Joker is really
Black
born.
Mask?
I think this is supposed to be based in the 70s, from what it's looking like.
I think 70s.
When Commissioner
80s
Gordon is
what
still a
this
detective,
story
right?
Is based on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
He
it's
has
like
to be-
Gotham's born in
he has to
the
be
50s,
at this
the
point. He's
60s.
probably younger than us, like in his at least early 20s.
He's in his
this movie
yeah.
in like the mid, maybe late 70s.
What do you think the action will be in
It'll.
a movie like this?
I don't think
I
it'll
think
be.
the action's going to be the psychological
Yeah.
roller coaster that's going to be the movie. I think
And
it's
not
not
only
going to be
that,
action.
it's gonna be
It's
showing
gonna be
how
what the
how
fuck the whole
depraved he is, how he has to, what he's dealt with in society, and how people in society treat him, and also with this how he kind of what goes
How
from
it twists him.
how he kind of exactly how he tries to go from like a regular person trying to be stable to just the
Going
city,
off the rails.
the bad city of Gotham, just kind of
Turning him into a
like
bad
you said,
person,
yeah, just turning him like just, and then he
I think
just
it's going to be good. I
he
hope
just
it's
snaps.
good.
I think he's just gonna snap, and
Yeah.
then it's gonna
And that's
show
the
him.
part where you see him all fucked up
I
and he
think-
doesn't have a shirt on.
I think it's gonna show him being
gonna be
so good that
that
I think
hella slow laugh.
exactly it's
Yeah.
gonna show him being so good that nobody, not nobody, but a lot of people, like the cops and everything. He's gonna be very persuasive. He's
Yeah.
gonna know how to manipulate all
Yeah.
these like the cops and how to just be like, boom,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this, this, and
How
this.
to be the Joker.
And then in the trailer, he throws a mask down. He's like, he's leading something as
Yeah.
a young Joker.
Yeah.
And he throws his mask down, and it's what? White, red, green? Original Joker colors?
Oh, his mask?
Yeah.
It's just like a clown mask, right?
But
Yeah.
it's white, red, and green.
Green, white. Yeah, and the nose is red, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think this
The
movie's
makeup,
actually going to hit home, though?
I
Or
hope
do you think,
so.
Or do you think everybody's gonna go? Yo, he's not Heath Ledger. He's not
I
Jack
do
Nicholson.
think. Okay,
No,
I do think.
I think we're past that point. I
Yeah.
think we're at the point
It's a different
where
generation. I think.
well, not only is it a different generation is we haven't had
That
there's
helps.
no Heath Ledger.
It helps.
I mean, sorry, Heath Ledger, rest in peace. There's no Christian Bale, not even Ben Affleck. So I think people, especially DC fans, are desperate. It's
For, like,
how
For a
good
good one.
exactly, and then
Yeah.
especially seeing Marvel just take off and just boom
Successful
blow off the
success.
roof.
You know what pisses me off is that DC keeps
DC is
spell-
kinda-
no DC keeps spelling in one way, and it's hilarious to me because it's like
Consistency.
it's not even consistency. Yes, it is consistency. I'm sorry,
And
You're
they do
right.
try to
But
kind of follow them.
one thing
which
for
doesn't
me
work.
is what Will's kind of hitting on. They keep following Marvel instead of going.
Trying to do something.
Whoa! None of our stories are PG-13.
Yeah, they're
Like
all
all
rated
of our
R.
shit is rated R. Let's do
Somebody
a rated
always
R
dies.
universe.
We talked about this
Let's
a
do
little
a
bit.
rated R universe.
We
like,
talked-
I don't get why they aren't.
We exactly.
Not as
home.
big of an audience.
We talked about this a little bit last
Damn straight
time.
it's not. Damn straight, but how
I know.
dope would it
I know
be?
this is Spider-Man, but Spider-Man Into the Spideyverse had a huge following. It was big. Yes, it's Marvel. It's Spider-Man. Of course, people are gonna
Yeah.
watch it. But I feel
It's
like
one of
they
the
could do the
biggest
same
universes.
thing with something like Superman,
could.
Batman.
Dude.
Well, they do. Their animated movies are always great.
Yeah.
Oh, but you mean an animated theater movie?
Exactly.
Okay, yeah, they'll never do that because they don't want to invest money.
You
into
broke
it.
my heart,
Who,
Will.
who DC?
Yeah, they'd have to
DC?
invest some money into
Bullshit.
it.
I bet you after Spider-Man animated the
Could you grab me
Spider-Verse.
another?
See, but here's the thing, though. It makes it so much
Grab another.
less
as much
of a
as you want.
movie
Oh, thank you.
if you do the exact same format that they just
no,
did.
No. I think what's gonna happen is that
'Cause we
DC
just
has
had Venom.
successfully and
And now
review-wise,
we're getting
critic-wise, released a whole bunch of animated movies, right? Me and you could sit here for days and go, this animated... Excuse me, I just bit myself.
All the Robin
this
ones.
animated one, this one. Even the Robin ones are
The
amazing.
new Robin ones are
Oh
great,
my
yeah.
god, dude. Damian Wayne as
Like the
Robin.
best Robin, yeah.
Oh my god. the
Have you
best
guys seen anything
well,
for
next
the-
to Nightwing. Nightwing is an incredible...
He's not a
fucking-
Robin, don't call him that.
He's Nightwing.
Yeah.
He's Nightwing.
He branched off.
But
He
what I'm
became
saying
Batman,
is,
basically.
If they would have just been like,
He
you
did.
know
That's
what?
pretty much what he
Fuck this. We're not Marvel. We're not Disney. This is Warner Brothers.
do their own
We're
thing.
gonna fucking be like
See,
Batman's
that's what I'm
gonna
saying.
be
I want them to
rated
do that.
R.
I want them to take a chance and go a different
Well,
direction.
you gotta
Yeah,
think in
dude.
the early the early
I guess
the
Shazam
90s,
is-
the 90s, and maybe like 2000 to like 2003. DC dominated the fucking, like you said, WB. They dominated the box office.
Yeah.
Like what do you see? Is you saw what, Hulk, X-Men? X-Men was pretty good, but
X-Men was big,
but
actually.
it,
There's
it
3 of them.
pissed off so many comic fans
No,
that to this
movie
day.
did really bad when it came out. It did
Well, I just
good
meant they did
enough
well enough to make 3.
Three.
Yeah.
But it did bad enough
7.
to where everybody was like, "Let's reboot it."
You gotta
and Bryan
also-
Singer was like, "No, I own that shit."
You gotta
I
also
will
think
run
this is
it.
before the internet, where anybody could just research and be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, they're just talking out their ass now." You know what I mean?
But yeah, I'd like to see DC like really just do something. I guess Shazam
Do
is
the-
kind of better. It's better in
Okay,
the sense
you know what
that
I want to see?
it's kind of
I'll
different.
say it right now. You know what I want to see? I'm going to cut you off completely. I want to see a Joker movie where he's a serial killer, and it intertwines midway through where the whole movie is announced.
Turns out he's
as
Jack
a
the Ripper's long lost ancestor.
No, dude, he's 100% the Joker, and you get a 50-minute movie or a 30-minute movie, and the movie is announced as Joker, and they disappoint everybody, and they're like, there's no Batman, this is a Joker movie. And then 40 minutes into it, the last 30 minutes is fucking him versus Batman.
What's funny-
And you don't even know. And then I want to see a Batman on the opposite side of the spectrum get snapped in half by Bane. In the
What's
beginning
funny,
of
though,
introduction, I want
I
to see
think
a
that's what they're
brutal-
doing. I think that's what they're doing
DC.
right now. They're trying to reset the universe, and
I
they're
hope
starting
so.
it with Joker.
I hope so. Cause
I think that's what they're trying to do, and then I think
he's a really
what
hard
they're
one to
trying
do.
Also, I think what
Probably
they're trying
the
to do
hardest.
is they just released Shazam, and they're gonna release this one with the Joker, and I think that's the Joker's gonna definitely decide who the Batman is.
And how he is.
Yeah, there has to be end credits with the Batman, or who young
Why-
Bruce
let's see
Wayne,
the Sky Squad.
young Bruce Wayne for sure, and then they're gonna
Showing him do some ninja training.
if this is gonna be in the same universe, or if it's gonna be like
Its own.
Spider-Man and Venom, you know what I mean, where they're both
Separate.
yes. But if it's like that,
I just hope they do
I don't
something
know.
with it.
I
I don't
think
want to
that
see more
you-
like movies that don't go where.
You know what I think is
Because
gonna
like
happen.
Justice League didn't go anywhere. Wonder Woman didn't go anywhere.
I think
Aquaman
that they're
didn't
gonna
go
release
anywhere
random
so
Yeah.
far.
I think they're.
But they just came out, so it's kind of, I guess, I got to give them some time.
No,
It takes
Yeah.
a while to film a whole movie.
I think
Yeah.
they're gonna release random shit. I think each movie's gonna be its own thing.
It's
I think
because
that's what their excuse is gonna be.
so okay. What were you gonna say? Will? Sorry.
But the problem with them just releasing random shit is you need a cohesive story for people to be like,
For comic book fans,
I've invested
to be
7
like,
movies into this franchise.
Yep.
I'm gonna watch all 10. There's no 7 in.
You're right.
I have to watch the rest.
Yeah.
And just at least to talk
Yeah.
shit.
You're right. No, you're
So,
fucking
but
right.
but that's the problem though. They never. Instead of trying to build a story, they're seeing, okay, Venom did well. Okay, let's try it. And I think they
Deadpool
shouldn't do
did
that.
well.
They're
Let's
being
try it.
reactive.
Yeah, you're right.
They're being reactive instead of being proactive. I think they need to be proactive and build their own thing instead of just
A following instead
of
of
just being like, okay, this worked. Let's try it.
yeah.
It doesn't.
That
You're always going to be in their shadow if you do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're never going to branch out,
Oh man.
which is sad because
That's the
DC.
good bud.
You're right.
That's
DC
the
did
bud.
dominate at one point. They
I
dominated,
got a
and
blunt
now
right here, though.
they're kind of in the shadow of
I
Marvel.
didn't want to mix them.
Especially with the Marvel universe just exploding right now.
yeah. So
I agree. I agree.
this is pretty much the last segment I have. So if you guys want to keep on talking, if you guys want to wrap it up, if there's
And I remember.
don't worry. Well, it's easy to cut out a lot of chunks of the editing.
Of me winning.
As
Cut
he
out all the ones
farted,
of him
as he
winning.
farted, you fart?
All right now?
Yeah.
No, you're smelling the
As I'm
bones.
winning, that's what it
Yeah,
looks
the
like.
he's chewing on the
bone.
bone.
If you
Oh, no.
do smell them, you're smelling those bones, those dog bones. They're horns.
I didn't smell. I heard. So Chance the Rapper.
I don't know who that is.
I do.
Chance the Rapper. He's a rapper.
He's a
that's-
big rapper from Chicago, or
I'm not too sure from where he is.
Yeah, I remember
I'll
he's-
I'll put some links up
I'll
if
say
it has to.
32,
What an
33.
original title. Chance the
His
Rapper.
birthday was on the 16th of this month, which happens to be today. I'll cut it out if you don't like it, Will. I know you hate
That's
it.
fine. It's fine. You can
Okay.
go.
So it happens to be today. Chance the Rapper. How old do you guys think he is?
32.
30.
Josh is closer. He's 25.
Yeah, I don't
thought
remember
he
how
was
old
older.
is. I don't remember how old he
He's
is.
not an LG apparently.
No, he's not. It's just that he's super known for being independent.
Oh,
He
that's
did
good.
everything independently.
Didn't have to get a label.
Nah,
or anything.
and when he did, it was on his own terms.
At least you know he worked hard for it then.
He did. He worked hella hard.
So this is somebody who was kind of a comedic genius when we were growing up, and had a good run, especially for the Hispanic community. George Lopez.
Okay, yeah.
Birthday is on the 23rd of April.
Mhm.
How old do you think he is?
53.
I'm gonna say 50.
Okay, I'm gonna have to double check real quick, but I just want to make sure.
Fucking, what'd you say? 53. My gut instinct told me 50. So he might be a little older than that by now.
I'll only be like 49.
No. He's definitely
He's
in the
older.
50s
He's in the
at
50s.
least.
Yeah, you're right.
Because he was kind of old when he was on that show. That last show he was on.
Yeah, the George Lopez show.
Yeah. He was already starting to go gray at the
Yeah,
end
in
of
his
it, right?
40s, yeah.
Would you say
50, 53.
57? So Josh is closer.
Yeah, girl.
Not a good start!
I got you. I know how we do.
Don't get my Pringles, bitch! Just kidding.
It's my trophy.
So this fool was huge. Another comedian, very famous when we were growing up. More in movies, maybe not in comedies or like stand-ups or anything.
Mhm.
Martin Lawrence.
Okay. He did some stand-up too, but yeah.
He was more. He had his own show.
Yeah.
Yeah, few shows.
Yeah, he has a few movies. The one movie I always remember for some reason is The Black Knight.
Black Knight.
It's
Yeah.
a great movie though,
It
dude.
is.
That's one of my favorites.
It
of
was,
his.
dude. Yeah,
I love anything like that medieval kind of thing, dude.
It
That's
was a
always
good
great.
movie.
Cheesy but good. I'm gonna say he's like 46.
51.
51. You gotta come sit down so we can hear you better, bro.
Mm.
So you say 51?
Mm-hmm.
You say 46. Josh got it. It's 53. So it's was that?
3-0.
The
No,
3-1. 3-1.
3-1.
Or it was 2-1. Yeah, 2-1. 2-1.
Like, I haven't won any. What do you mean?
So
Dude.
perfect. I can cut that out. Okay. This fool was really popular for the last generation, and fucking he got his own meme. It was John Cena. Or whatever he was doing. Yeah.
John Cena.
John Cena. His birthday was on the 23rd. How old do you think John Cena is?
43.
I'm gonna say like 47.
Josh is running away with this. It's 41.
He just knows all these people. Fuck that, dude.
So this
I'm
one's a
calling
little.
shenanigans.
So,
Redo.
so you have 4? No,
He's
3.
he's-
3.
It's a blowout.
You
I
have
got
1.
nothing. I got nothing.
So you have a chance to get these 2 next ones, but if you miss this next one or the
It's over. Yeah. It's already like 3-0, 4-0.
This is for the British. Queen Elizabeth III or second, I don't know.
The current
And
queen.
they're gonna get fucking criticized for
The
my
current queen?
horrible English accent. Queen Elizabeth,
Is this the current queen?
current queen.
Okay. I'm gonna say 85. She's old F. Sorry, British people.
73.
And Will's still in it. She's 91.
I knew she was
Yeah.
older than 80, dude. I was like, she's decrepit at
This
this
is
point.
3-2.
No,
Okay.
I don't even think I had 1 point.
You did. You got one of them. Right. You got it was Chance, I think.
No,
Chance
that's
the
right.
Rapper. No, you. It was because I remember
The recording will show.
you had to get 2 more to. So if you miss this one, it's over. But if not, I'll have to look another one up. So this guy, I think you got Channing Tatum, one of those guys. So this is one of Adam Sandler's really good friends. Been in a lot of movies. He has his own show, King of Queens. Kevin James.
Okay. 40.
Oh, before you answer, birthday's on the 26th. Sorry about that.
42.
Yeah, 46.
Say 42. I think you might be right though, because he's kind of older. A little bit older.
Yeah, he's not.
We need to get like a belt or something because Josh just won his second round of fucking celebrity birthdays.
Hell yeah.
One more segment. You just fucking tackle the dog through the door.
Wanted to.
I wanted to.
Shit.
See, you stepped out of bounds, boy.
Pissing me off.
So when we take our little break, we're gonna go outside and split this.
Let's finish this real quick. I got a couple more questions. Alright. It's the Would You Rather section. And if you guys have any Would You Rathers,
Would you rather go?
Would You Rathers, let me know. But
I got one.
I have
I got a
one.
hard one. I think it's pretty tough to decide on.
You do it first. I want to hear yours.
Would you rather eat cat or dog?
Dog.
Really?
Wait.
You would rather eat a dog than a cat?
I'd rather eat.
Like, not for the nutritional value, but just for the ethical.
Oh, I'd rather.
Be like, would you rather
cat, I
eat
think.
horse or cow?
Cow.
Cow. Because it's more.
Horse are actually like kind of nice looking.
I would think that a cat
Cow's
would be
just-
better for eating because it eats more like a
Veggies all the time.
Like
Well,
a
they
cow
both just
would.
graze, actually. I guess.
A cat is a fucking carnivore, but like dogs are meant to graze.
Oh,
Dogs are
okay,
meant to
yeah, I
graze.
gotcha.
So,
That's I'd eat a dog better because it'd most likely be more healthier. I mean,
Yeah.
both cats and dogs will eat some rodents and some nasty
and cats
stuff.
are also fucking. They also are.
It was just a crumb. Don't worry about it.
And those microbe.
Why quit snorting coke, dude?
You're right. Yeah, dogs would probably be a little healthier because cats eat like a bunch of dead shit.
I just wouldn't
Yeah.
feel as bad if I ate a cat.
I want to carry the weight.
I feel bad if I had
wanna
a
go
dog
with- I
for
wanna-
like the rest of
if
my
it-
life.
If it was for me for surviving.
If I had to eat my cat or my dog, that's a different story.
Oh,
because
my cat, yeah, my dog.
Especially because
definitely
cats are a
Because
lot more
when you have a
assholes,
pet-
usually.
when
Let me
it's
put it this way: if it's my cat or my dog, I'm starting with my cat. But if it's really bad and the times are bad, my
You're gonna
dog's
eat
going next.
a lot more
yeah,
food
but
on
no,
the dog.
No. I'm going with my cat first.
yeah,
And
I'll
then
probably
the
go with my
dog-
cat first also.
Yeah, and then if it's really bad, my dog's going next.
So that's a tough one. That's what I said.
However,
It's kind of
if
tough
it's-
for me.
It'd
that
be happy
depends
for
on
my
how
dog because he's
struggle
like
it
this
is.
fucking asshole.
The cat.
Nah, dude.
I knew I'd always end up beating you.
Dude, and especially if we bonded over that cat meal. Like, me and the dog,
It'd be even
like,
harder to eat
yeah,
it
I'd be
after.
like, I don't know if I can eat you now.
The cat
bro.
would be
But
like-
just to let you know, he would still eat you.
The cat would be like,
Even if you
fucking
bonded.
eat this
When it came
motherfucker?
down to it, he'd eat you.
I can.
Yeah.
She's like, we ate that cat together.
What about you, Josh? You got any would you rather's?
I don't. Not this time. I didn't.
If you don't, okay. You get thrown into an arena. You could have the same equipment as them. No training or anything. You fight a samurai or a Spartan.
You said to pick between a samurai or a Spartan.
You get thrown into an arena. You have the same equipment. Everything the same as
There's
them.
no training.
There's no training. Samurai or a Spartan.
I feel like samurai. Yeah.
Yeah.
Make him dishonor himself, and he'll just kill himself.
Until he just fucking.
Because I'd rather be a Bushido than a Bukkake.
No,
What if? Okay, so
hella dirty. And
you
samurai
fight the
will lose.
samurai.
I'd rather
You guys fight the samurai, and he cuts your head off. Less than
At
10
least I died
seconds.
honorably.
Less than 10 seconds. Less than 10 seconds. He
I'd
cuts your
rather
heads
be
off.
a samurai.
Samurai?
Yeah,
I'm sorry, but no
Bushido.
matter what you do to that Spartan, he's gonna keep going for you. He's gonna be like, "Roar!"
Is it about Halo
What about
Spartan?
samurai though? Samurais are pretty.
No, dude, you just
They're
fight dirty.
Afro samurai.
Just fight dirty, dude. They can't win.
Are we talking about Halo Spartans or Spartan? This is for Sparta.
I think they were talking about
Like Roman
Roman
Spartans, yeah.
Mm,
Greece, yeah.
I think samurai would be the easier target.
I think.
I think you guys are right. Cause
Although they have more advanced weapons.
Who?
Fucking samurai. Those blades are pretty.
It
But
depends. It
Spartans-
depends on how
State-of-the-art
you are.
technology
'cause
at the
Spartans
time.
were built for.
But that sword, their
Nuts.
sword making ability was pretty cutting edge at the
Oh,
time.
yeah.
Samurai swords and stuff like that are all pretty.
Yeah, hell
They're
yeah.
double layered swords, so they're like way more work, as far as I know.
Samurai would probably cut you in half, while Spartan would probably fucking gut you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
hell,
Nah,
fucking
the Spartan-
value.
Spartan would just stab you to death, dude.
Nah,
Or he'd throw
Spartan.
like a spear through you or
No,
some
he'd be
shit.
like, "This
He'd
is
throw.
for
He'd probably
Sparta!"
throw the sword at you. He'd be like.
He's not gonna give his weapon away right away.
And then he would.
And if he misses you, he's probably be
Shield
running after
bashes
you,
the
just like.
shit out of you.
Nah, bro, then he put his hand through his mohawk.
You're dead.
Josh is like, that's what I do if I was a Spartan. I just have a mohawk.
I'd have a mohawk and just run my hand through my small mohawk.
Well, speaking of kind of getting thrown into the abyss, would you rather punch or talk your way out of any situation?
Punch, because if an alien ever comes that couldn't
Okay, there's no aliens or
talk.
anything.
I think
This
talk.
is straight up
because
humans.
It could lead to better things to talk. Whereas
Okay.
punching is just kind of gonna have one result: a fight,
They're
or
like,
you're gonna knock him out. One of the
Or
two.
They're like, you you gotta go.
Or you just talk every girl's. Any
Hold on.
situation he said.
Oh,
Josh.
you could beat it up.
I'm not gonna punch the shit out
What's
of
the
it.
exact
With your dick?
question? Ask the
Too late. You
question.
can't take it back.
Ask the question again.
Talk your way out of any situations.
Punch or talk your way out of any situation.
You don't want to punch a girl out of fucking you, right?
Okay,
Yeah, I agree.
it's not
I agree
that
with
kind
you.
of situation.
No.
Well,
You said-
I
no,
am
no,
the
no, okay.
situation.
Let's stop here and
Is it
just
a hostile
reiterate
situation?
what this is being said. Any
Any
hostile
conflict.
situation, be
Then
able to
punch.
talk or punch your way.
Yeah.
Of course, you're not gonna punch a bitch and knock her out and fuck her.
That's not what I was saying.
That's what it sounded like. Okay,
I was
any hostile situation,
a Joker laugh.
any hostile situation,
Practicing, I can tell.
talk or punch your way out of it.
Yeah, I think talk, just because it's easier.
It's a better way to go. I'd punch.
Josh would be a lot happier if you could do it that way. You'd have no
I have
stress.
to punch you. I just can punch things around you sometimes.
I'm just glad you chose you talking away into having sex instead of being like. Just
Me
being
too.
this.
Yeah.
In trouble.
Yeah, we would have been. Hashtag me too.
Yep.
Oh shit! Now we're all going to hell.
Gonzo.
Okay, so this is kind of a more specific answer.
How'd you get to the
Character from Killer Instinct
Go.
or character from Street Fighter? Who do you choose?
Street Fighter. I'd be Chun-Li.
Chun-Li?
You ever seen those thighs?
I don't know. I think I would. This is gonna sound hella
Go.
cliche, but I'd be Ryu
Go.
because I'd want to be like destined for more.
Go lay down.
You know, like having
It's like
a
the main
more
character?
exciting.
Yeah.
life. Yeah, like a more exciting.
And then every time you lose yourself to the darkness, you become like evil
that's
Ryu.
Okay. Yeah, that's okay.
pretty cool.
That's okay. Yeah. I would, as long as
Angry
life
Bang.
meant more than getting fired from Walmart.
Yeah.
Josh is like, "It's fucking Walmart."
Fucking Walmart, dude.
So, how about this one? No hands
Oh, not this again.
or no feet?
No
You
feet.
have your arms.
I'd rather have no feet. But you still keep the bits, right?
Your baby
This is
bits
important.
getting taken out. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, not my baby bits.
Nah, just
Just the legs.
yeah. Hands, you still have your wrists and everything, or
Yeah,
your
I'd
legs,
rather
you still have
have
your
the
ankles
hands.
and everything.
Hands are way more important. This is what separates us from the animals. Come on.
Some say the same thing about feet. There are feet
Sort
that
of.
allow
Well, our
our-
straight spine is actually the biggest
us
thing, right?
wearing, no, that us wearing shoes has eliminated us from walking on ground, making our feet more narrow, as opposed to
And
original
vulnerable.
humans had, and more vulnerable, as opposed to original humans had wider set feet like a hand.
Mhm.
It wasn't like a
More like a
hand.
monkey's.
It was yes, and also it was more endurable to like the terrain.
Environment, yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause
so
they didn't have shoes, really.
that makes me wonder. I'm like,
They had leaves. And trees.
Yeah.
Rocks.
What do you got, Josh? No hands or no feet?
I think no feet. I mean no hands because my feet have most of my weight. Hands just lift and like pull and grab. I think if I just had nubs on my like two wrists kind of thing, I think I would be like more.
You'd be able to live a fuller life, you think?
Yeah, and I also think that I'd be more inclined to be like, okay, we got to build hands.
Yeah.
If I had feet though, it'd be like, how the fuck am I gonna build something to balance 150 pounds of my body weight? Like this
Easy.
is ridiculous. Like I'm gonna put two
Mech
little
feet.
I'm gonna put two little metal fucking
Boosters on them.
No, dude, I'm gonna cut a fence post and tape it to my nubs.
So
and
this
just
is
walk around,
this
like-
is something I was thinking about. I'm just gonna throw it out there. Be able to fly, or be in the ocean,
Like Aquaman?
but you can't touch the ground.
You mean like the bottom of the ocean?
Can't
being able to
touch the
fly or being in the ocean.
So if you're flying
both, you
with your,
can't.
if you're flying, you can't come between a football yard
Or if it-
and also in the ocean a football yard of land.
Hmm.
Oh, thank you.
Did I spark that blunt?
No, it's right here. We're gonna go outside for it, I thought.
Okay. Well, yeah, I want to take it off.
My
I'm
bad.
sorry.
I-
No,
this
there's
is
there's
one
that
I-
joint over there too.
Yeah, my bad. I just want to finish this.
No, dude.
This is one I just thought of. So be able to fly, but not, or
Touch the ground.
fly as much as you want, or be in the ocean as much as you want, but you can't come a football field within land.
Either way,
Either way.
fly. Hands down. I don't give a shit about swimming. I want to leave this fucking place. I don't give a shit about swimming. I don't care. I don't care when people are like, oh, there's not as much ocean discovered as there is space. I'm like, fuck you, bro. This place is gone. Like, we're going to destroy
You can't leave into space though.
You can just fly?
Yeah.
He really fucked you on that
No,
one.
I didn't fly. I'd still fly. I'd fly until I died.
At least you have freedom.
I
I,
didn't
about
care
you,
if,
Will?
I wouldn't care if I flied for a day. I'd be like, I'm flying.
think I'd pick swimming, actually.
I think I go that way
There's just
too.
so much more.
Dude, I'd fly for 24 hours if you were
Also,
like,
what if you
only
find
fly
some
for-
sexy mermaid
Okay, I
bitches?
got one for you. What if you could swim forever? Forever, but only on Earth? Or you could fly wherever for 24 hours, like a fly.
Earth.
Like a fly.
Earth.
You would live forever to swimming? It's not knowing what's gonna happen to Earth. You can't come within.
I'd die. I'd rather die on Earth than spend 24-hour Earth hours
You know
in
what's scary
space.
is? I think that I would rather just fly up and away forever for the last 24 hours. I mean, for the last 24 hours, I would rather just fly up and be like.
And then the moment that 24
How
hours
fast you
ends,
going,
just
though?
breathe in space and die.
How fast you going? You just going to see
It doesn't matter.
you going to see
Imagine whatever you
Jupiter or
want.
Mars,
No,
or you
whatever
just trying
want.
to?
Whatever you want. It doesn't matter.
You're trying to go as
You're traveling
far.
100 light years, or if you only want to travel 10 miles per hour. What is your flying preference?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. And when it comes to swimming, however fast do you want to swim? Do you want to swim slow?
Well,
do you want to only
something-
breathe underwater for a minute? It doesn't matter.
The
But
thing
what
with
I'm
space
saying-
though is like something you want to see when you go visit it. It's probably happened already, thousands of hundreds of millions of
What do you
years
mean?
ago. So the light we're seeing from most of these stars out there, they're-
already occurred out here. But what I'm saying
and
is,
so like if
so
you,
let's put it this way. Let's put it this way. You can travel
You
at
guys are getting
any
too
speed.
technical.
If you fly, would you rather? If you pick flying, would you rather fly and only live for 24 hours, but you can travel at any speed you want? But if you,
Oh, I'd definitely take
or
flying,
you could
though.
only live for 24 hours, or you could live forever. I mean, and swim on Earth.
I'd fly so
However,
fast, I'd go into the
you're
future.
stuck to Earth forever.
I would just pull
So
the
if
flash.
Earth blows up, you're done.
No.
If
I'd fly
once you
into the
travel
future.
the oceans and the lakes and you're done, you get trapped in a tuna net, you're done. But if you're flying, me, I don't care what that would have been. I would have been like, dude, you could have said 5 miles per hour. Once I got to leave this fucking planet, I'd have been out. Like I'd have been out, bro. Like fuck this place.
I'd still say Earth because it's
It's home.
nobody's gonna be down there. Nobody. I mean, you can fly out there.
Mermaids?
I mean,
See ancient sea monsters?
No,
you
no,
can
he's
create
talking about
mermaids. You fucking fish, and it's like.
No.
you
He's
see-
saying Earth. He's saying I would stay with Earth and swim.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, but what? Maybe if you go super deep in the ocean, there's mermaids.
But he's saying.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
he's
if there
saying
wasn't no
if it-
mermaids or
no,
anything,
no,
I'd still do that.
No. He's saying that if it's between going to space or staying on Earth and living
It's
forever,
coming from
he's gonna stay on Earth and swim, even if it means that there is something or nothing.
And this
I'm
is also
saying-
coming from a person who loves astronomy and loves planets
Yeah.
and loves the solar system and
good.
all that stuff.
Fuck this place.
Solar system.
I'm over this place.
The-
This place.
Land, fuck yeah.
I'm over
But the
this.
oceans, I'd love to just go.
The
look.
oceans are nuts, dude. It's you're
Just
right. You're
all
right.
species
and
it's-
everything.
It's close.
Lots to discover there.
But like you're saying, who's to say you won't discover another species on another planet? Or
Yeah,
even
24
flying
hours
through
to
space.
enjoy 'em.
Even flying through space, you might
to make
see a
some
fucking
alien
alien.
hybrids.
You might see an alien
But it
fucking.
won't matter. You have 24 hours to live and you can fly at any speed. You could go around the whole galaxy. It wouldn't matter because it'd
Dead.
be done.
Yeah.
You're done in 24 hours.
Just fly into a
you're
black hole where
But
time
I
doesn't
wouldn't-
exist.
So I got-
wouldn't care.
I got
wouldn't
one
care.
more for you guys. Live in Pokemon World or Digimon World?
Digimon. Easy.
What about you, Ben?
Pokemon.
Why?
Slaves. Just do whatever you want. They just do whatever you fucking
What are
want.
you saying? The Pokemon are slaves?
All.
He said-
You ever
he
watch
said-
Pokemon?
He said Machop. He said Machop. Go cut me some fucking wood. And I'm gonna straight up fucking have
Sell this
Squirtle.
wood.
No.
Animals
No,
and
the
Pokemon are slaves.
You're
Yeah.
saying Machop, go chop me some wood.
And he'd be like, Machop.
I'm
Chop, 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 chop,
And you're like,
chop.
Squirtle, build me a pool. What I'm hearing is a Mexican say, I want a whole bunch of Mexicans.
Mr. Mime. Miss Jinx should be like, I'd be like, Mr. Mime, fucking do some crazy shit. And he'd be like, Mr. Mime. Ash Ketchum had it in his house.
He did, dude. He was a fucking
He had
hobo
Mr.
in
He
there.
was a
Mime.
butler, yeah.
Okay, I'll probably cut that out, but slaves is the worst way to put it. Servants.
I definitely picked the Digimon.
Servants.
I like Digimon more.
So you would want Pokemon, yeah? And Digimon for you?
I would just be like, Pikachu, give me a fucking beer. And he'd be like, Pika! And I'd be like, yes.
Yes. Lightning infused.
But what you don't realize is
It'd be
beer had
Monster
been
and
replaced.
beer at the same
Beer
time.
and Monster had been replaced by Poke Juice, which is actually Mr. Mime milk.
I think.
Are you milking Mr. Mime?
It's industrial milking,
Am I a
bro.
Pokemon or am I?
We don't farm anymore. We just do.
You're human.
Okay, and did both worlds.
Both worlds, yeah. It would just be easy.
I would
'cause
just definitely pick Digimon.
you could just go
No
outside
doubt.
and be like, "Holy shit!"
Even
it's
if
a
I
fucking.
had the worst one, I would still pick Digimon. I think.
I think Digimon because I want to leave Earth. I'm over this place.
Well, they go to a digital world.
I know I'm over this place. You don't have to run.
It's a parallel universe,
Yeah,
but
it
with
doesn't
no
matter.
humans.
No, but it doesn't matter.
Sounds great, don't it?
If I
Only
was in
Digimon.
Pokemon world, I might still have to pay the IRS. It's not fair. I don't like it.
It's Calculator Mon.
Yeah, I don't like it. It's calculated Mon.
Oh wait, that's Digimon.
That's
Fuck.
Digimon, yeah.
How you guys
Calculated-
feeling?
No, Pokemon.
We-
Mon. Calculated Mon.
Most of the Pokemon don't have Mon in their name. That's Digimon that do.
Okay, come on,
Jesus.
dude. What about Pikachu Mon?
Also,
Pokemon.
one thing that always bothered me about Pokemon is only one of them knows how to talk.
Who?
Meowth.
Yeah, Meowth with
All the
Rocket.
rest don't know how to
Team
speak
Rocket.
English.
She sells by the seashore.
But what's funny is it's not even like that's unique to Meowth, right?
That's
it's just
not
he
true.
learned it. He read a
Meowth-
book and learned how to talk.
Mewtwo.
Mewtwo's telepathic. He doesn't talk.
Fuck that. He
That
talks.
just means
He doesn't
every.
have a mouth.
He
That just means
understands-
every psychic Pokemon.
Can communicate.
True, but not
Yeah.
talk.
You remember that episode with the
All the Digimon can talk.
Tentacruel?
He deletes-
Remember with Tentacruel or whatever, the big ass fucking not Tentacool, but Tentacruel, the big
That's
ass.
right.
And he was like he used fucking Meowth as a fucking surrogate.
Yeah, that's
And
right,
he was like,
dude. That happens. Yeah,
I
he
can't
has-
even remember. It's so
Oh,
long ago.
you-
I just remember that because it was
Pokemon.
always my nieces used to watch it,
I
and
love Pokemon.
I just
They
remember
still-
the part where he makes like the dark Pokemon, and that was sick. Evil Charizard, evil Blastoise, and
that was
evil
the movie.
Venusaur. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The movie.
Mewtwo the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that
The
was
first-
a great movie.
Yeah, it's
That
one of
was
the
a
best
great
Pokemon
fucking
movies,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
We
great.
could end it now if you guys want.
You want to cut it out?
Yeah,
Yeah.
might as well.
That's Snerdcast. Ben, Will,
Nerd.
Cocanon, Snerd,
When podcast goes wrong.
Snoop.
When pods go wrong.